Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 167 of the It's Obvious podcast. My name's Garrett Drake. I'm joined across the table by my dear friend, Jacob Alka. How are you?
I'm great, man. How are you?
I'm quite well. It's good to see you for the second time today.
Yeah.
Saw Jacob this morning at the church we both volunteer at in separate ministries. I walked across the building to pay him a visit, and he was calmly reading his book, like a mature adult.
I brought with me today.
Reading a book, sitting on a nice, comfy chair. It was good to see him.
I was having a good time. It was a good
great.
morning.
You and I were being both relatively productive because in my downtime this morning, I was working on the script for a video I have to shoot for COG later this afternoon, which I'd love to not do at all. I mean, I'm sure it'll be a fine video, but I'd love to not do it. I'd like to just relax this afternoon, but I've been putting it off for so long, I kind of have to do it today. Yeah. Which sucks, but yeah, and you were reading your book.
Yeah, it's a good book so far.
That's what I hear. What's the book again? You have it with you right now.
I do. I just started it today. I attempted to start it a month ago. And I just wasn't into it. I got distracted. It was mostly because I tried to read it when I was falling asleep, and that's not a great way to read. Because usually when I go to bed, I'm pretty tired.
Yeah, because you start reading and you'll read 8 paragraphs and not remember a single thing you read.
Exactly. Right. But it's called The 4-Hour Workweek. Mm-hmm. I can't recommend it yet because I'm not far enough in to, give an impression, but I'm enjoying it so far.
Cool. What's the basic synopsis here? Is that what the title suggests? Or is it not that literal?
It's kind of literal. This basically what I've learned so far is how do I best put this? Forgive me. People are under the assumption that you need to work hard from when everyone knows the 9-to-5 job. This book kind of it's kind of like an entrepreneurial book in a sense, where it's how can you make money, be happy, and work less.
Play Fortnite.
Exactly. With the help of Fortnite. Yeah.
I don't know if you'll be happy playing Fortnite indefinitely.
Yeah.
But if you're making an ass ton of money, I'd probably
ask Ninja maybe.
I'd probably find the appeal if I was making millions of dollars playing it. But,
Yeah.
I wouldn't play it for any less than a couple $100 a stream. Otherwise, it'd be a no-go for me.
Lots of people besides Ninja make.
I can play a couple rounds of Fortnite before I'm ready to leave. Not a bad game at all. It's a solid game. It just doesn't grab me for some reason.
I enjoy it. I'm just really bad at it.
You ever heard of Hunt Showdown before?
No, tell me.
It's pretty cool, man. That's more of the kind of game I'm into as far as games that feature elements of Battle Royale, I should say. It's not full on, but you should check it out, man. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. It's actually a topic of discussion for good reason this week.
Oh, I would have never guessed.
Yeah. What's been going on with you this past week? I haven't seen you in 2 weeks?
Yeah, it's been about 2 weeks. Well, you came over to my house during the week, this last week.
I kissed a little bit.
Help me with setting up.
Yeah, I walked in your room to help you set up your PC, and I tripped over an article of clothing you'd left on the floor and I accidentally kissed you on the mouth. And we were like, oh, that was weird. And then we just hung out after that.
Yeah.
So
you didn't need to
accidents happen.
You didn't need to mention that, dude.
I'm just being transparent with our audience this week.
Yeah. Okay.
Everyone has accidents like that. It happens all the time with your best friend. You're like, oh, dude, shit, I fell into the shower with you by accident. My pants fell off.
I remember that.
I mean, that happened to me and Zach 10 different times by accident.
Wait, it happened... It wasn't just us that it's happened with you? You've done that with another guy?
Yeah, but it was an accident, dude. Remember?
Was he a good friend?
No. He's just some guy I knew just from work. Okay. So he's just some guy, dude. Don't worry about it.
Maybe you better stop talking.
Something else. I told you, I don't know if I've told this story in the podcast when I petted Zach in bed by accident one time.
Yes, I've heard that. I don't know if the audience has, though.
Okay. Obviously, I told you guys, over time, we'll start repeating a few stories because I know there are literally hundreds of you that have not heard half the stories you've told on this podcast in the past that are so funny. But Zach and I used to share a bed a lot because this is before we were really using my guest room in my house, and we didn't really care. We're like, just share a bed, dude. It's whatever.
So you were in love.
I've shared a bed with Zach more than my own girlfriend, I think, at this point. Still. And I've been dating her for 4 years.
Pretty sad.
So... Anyway, we woke up one morning and I was so delirious. We had been sleeping with my dogs as well. So it's he and I and my two dogs. And normally I'd wake up and pet my dogs in the morning, and I rolled over and proceeded to pet what was not fur. It felt like skin. I was petting. I was like, good boy. That's a good boy. And then I kind of opened my eyes a bit more and I realized I was petting Zach's arm. I was like, oh, that's you. And then I just laughed to myself and rolled back over and went to sleep.
Did he feel it?
Oh, yeah, he felt it. He noticed that I was petting him vigorously in the morning. So
vigorously.
Yeah, good times.
What were you petting?
His arm.
It was his arm?
Yeah, yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, how was your week?
It was an average week. So at work, someone lost their job. So I basically took over their duties.
Okay. They lose it or they just quit?
They quit.
Okay.
Well, it was a combination of the two.
Okay.
That doesn't matter.
Was it a lazy individual or they just...
No, they made a mistake and it resulted in
catastrophic
consequences and they decided to quit.
Oh, bummer.
But basically I'm not driving a truck anymore. I'm driving a van and I do residential deliveries around the Atlanta area now.
Okay, so what's the difference between the truck and the van? Is the truck just much larger?
I deliver a lot less meals
Okay.
But now I deliver to like businessmen and like big buildings in Atlanta or like homes.
The big shots, huh?
Yeah, or like, homes around Decatur or, Metro Atlanta.
Okay.
So yeah.
How do you like the van?
I like driving that more.
Is it a minivan or is it like a corporate type
It's like a
van?
Nissan work van.
Okay, like a white truck?
Yeah, but it's a van.
Okay. Does it have sliding doors?
It does, but they don't open.
They don't open?
Well,
I guess you don't really have to have them open.
Yeah, we just open the back doors.
Yeah.
It has a refrigeration unit on the front. So, like we have meals on the, basically you pack it up with, cold meals and you don't want to open the sliding doors because everything would just fall out. Maybe.
Right. Look like a big idiot in front of the big shots.
Yeah. I don't know why they don't open. It doesn't matter. But I'm doing that now. It's a little more stressful because I never know how like my day's ever going to pan out. Like, sure, I have regulars, but I'm always getting new people every week. So I'm always having to learn, like...
Do they know you by name for the most part?
Not yet. I've only done it for a week. Okay. So they're probably like, hey, where's the other guy that used to do this? So,
I killed him. Stole his van.
Yeah. That's what I tell them.
That's what I would tell him.
No, but yeah, it's... I'm just doing it temporarily, I think, till we find a new driver. I'll go back to what I was doing.
Okay.
At least for now.
Well, Jacob, I like the sound of that.
Yeah, it's okay.
I'm happy to hear it.
Driving a van's much better than driving a truck.
For sure.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
But besides that, go down a little music path for a second. So Mike Shinoda, it was either this week or last week. He's the rapper for Linkin Park. He's also, he's Fort Minor. He rapped under that name several years ago. But anyways, I listened to that album in its full for the first time, surprisingly, because I had never just listened to it the whole way to give it a chance.
Yeah.
And surprisingly, well, not unsurprisingly, I guess I like it a lot. But the reason I tell you this is because he's going on tour in the States. Mike Shinoda is this fall, and he's coming to the Tabernacle, and I'm pumped.
It's a good venue.
Yeah. I'm going to go alone, most likely. But,
to see Fort Minor?
Mike Shinoda. Well, he's going to be playing...
Those songs?
Yeah. He's going to be playing some of those. He just released a solo album. He's going to be playing mostly that. And he's been singing a couple Linkin Park songs, too. So I'm super jazzed about that.
Interesting.
Maybe go to that. I think it's... When he's going to be here is in October. I still have to buy my ticket. But that's going on. And then besides that, just been playing a lot of WoW for the most part.
Cool.
And I guess I could give my thoughts on that if you want me to.
Battle for Azeroth?
Yeah, just
you've been playing a lot of that.
Yeah, just almost exclusively. That's where all my time gaming has been going.
Okay, let's hear it.
So, new expansion, Battle for Azeroth. It is, I think, how many expansions has it been? Burning Crusade, Wrath of the Lich King, Cataclysm, Vista Pandaria, Warlords of Draenor, Legion, Battle for Azeroth, 7th expansion.
Wow.
It's insane. And I played every single one. Yeah, I spent a lot of money on that game. I don't want to think about it, but it's great so far. The leveling experience was a blast. So basically, the factions are at war, the Alliance and the Horde, and you start out the expansion going out to separate islands. The Horde go to a troll island called Zandalar, and the Alliance go to a human-occupied island called Colteris. And basically, each island has 3 zones. What's so funny? I'm trying to explain this as best as I can.
Yeah, no, it's good.
But each zone, each of the 3 zones are very different from the others, which gives them a really cool feel. Overall, the Alliance zones feel kind of like a Pirates of the Caribbean movie, which is kind of cool. And the Horde zones, I think, is more like, it's troll themed, so whatever you want to make out of that. And I haven't really spent a lot of time over there because I am Alliance. I've spent most of the time on my island. But most of the storytelling is really solid. The cutscenes are incredible. I'd have to show you them some other time because they're just so good.
Are they as good as the animations and
Oh, yeah.
trailers?
Yeah, I mean, some of them they're lower quality, but
Mhm.
you know, some of them are really, really good, and I think you'd enjoy them. Yeah, I enjoy the leveling grind. I'm enjoying the dungeon grinding. Having trouble getting weapons, but that's neither here nor there. What else can I say? The island expeditions. This is a new feature in the expansion. It's basically randomly generated islands that have randomly generated enemies on them, and basically it's a way to grind out rep or not rep, but it's called AP, attack power, for your Azerite. You're getting Azerite and you're charging up your Heart of Azeroth, which is your neck piece, which is replacing the what are they called? Shit. What is it? The artifacts, the weapon artifacts from Legion, which is those powerful weapons. I don't know if you know anything about Legion.
I don't.
But you used to have like really powerful weapons in the last expansion. You powered them up through like a grinding process. But this expansion, it's been replaced by a neck piece. So we're back to getting new weapons all the time now, which is cool. Besides that, there are some features that have not been implemented yet. There's the raids. Mm-hmm. The new raids coming out, I think, next week. And with that will also be war fronts, which is basically like big scenarios of Horde versus Alliance, where you're like fighting.
It PvP?
It's not PvP, no.
Okay.
But it's like you're fighting Horde forces.
Yeah.
And it's like they went back and they looked at old Warcraft 3 gameplay.
Yeah.
They're trying to like implement that system into WoW.
That's cool.
And they're like trying to simulate like a war happening.
Mm-hmm.
And there's going to be different war fronts on like different parts of the map. So it's going to simulate like large scale wars.
That's very cool.
And with that's going to come like, you know, more questing, more world bosses to kill when you occupy, like if you win the war front, you occupy the zone. And like, I think every so many hours, like the other faction will get to attack and then they'll get to occupy the space. So it's kind of like a, you know, it's like a space that's never controlled by one foe or, you know, faction. It's always changing.
That's very cool.
Which is cool. And also, those are the big things, the big new things. And I'm excited to see how the story pans out because I think I'm going to stick around this time. I didn't in Legion. I lost interest, but I'm in for the long haul, I think. We'll see. We'll see. But I've been enjoying it a ton. That's my brief synopsis.
That's cool. It sounds awesome.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it a lot. It's been taking a lot of my time over the last couple weeks now.
I'd imagine so.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, that's pretty much what I played this week too. I streamed Overwatch one night, which is a lot of fun. The Summer Games is back, and they've added some cool new skins. And I got the two that I really wanted I bought 24 loot boxes, Garrett. Don't hate me.
That's all right, man.
But I got the Reinhardt football skin, which I like a lot. And then I got the Winston Catcher skin, which is nice.
Very cool.
But I do still want to get the Diva skin. It's like a wave racer or something. Does that make sense? Like a wave racer. It has like little propellers on the back of her neck. Mm-hmm. It's like pink and blue.
That's cool.
Flower patterns.
Well, we're talking about Overwatch. You want to talk about that new short and the new map?
Yeah, the Diva short. What did you think of it?
I loved it.
Yeah.
I told you, it's like nothing really emotional is happening. It was something about the combination of the music and just loving those characters. It just makes me want to cry for some reason.
Yeah.
In a good way, like a joyful cry.
Yeah. I got a little emotional in it
heroic.
because like she's having that battle of like everyone's depending on me, so I gotta perform. Mm-hmm. And she thinks she has to do it herself, but she has her teammate there, whoever that guy is.
Everyone's saying that's her brother because she says brother. And is she Korean? I can't remember
She's
what.
brother, yeah. Or she's a Korean, yes. She's not brother.
Everyone's saying calls him brother in Korean, and like she's been like, "Hey, brother." Yeah, like I sometimes call you brother, but you're not actually my brother.
Right? Yeah.
So I don't know if they have that kind of lingo in Korea or not, or she literally means brother.
That's either her brother or a guy that's in the friend zone for sure.
Hopefully, for his sake, it's her brother,
or maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah,
but yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. It's one of my more favorite. Is that correct?
I'd say it's more of a must need.
It's more of a must need.
Yeah.
It's one of my more favorite animated shorts that they've done for Overwatch.
I think May is my favorite so far.
That one's emotional.
I love May. Yeah, that one made me cry a little bit. I'm trying to think of another one that I like a lot.
The Dragons is good. Hanzo and Genji.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I
really like the Winston one. There's a Winston one, isn't there?
He's been in
one
a
of the
couple.
trailers.
He's never had one like solely focused on him, but he's been on a few or a couple.
I love the original too, with the two kids in the museum.
Yeah.
And they bust in.
Yeah, I recently watched that one again because it's funny. Like this week, I also watched. It was Gamescom week, So Blizzard was there and they were doing like live performances of some of their music or games.
That's cool.
And like music from that trailer, and they showed that trailer behind it. I was like, oh yeah, that was the first Overwatch trailer. And it brought me back.
Yeah, a full-on animated movie would be so awesome.
Dude, they've got to be working on that.
Because it's so easy to think of just the plot line where Overwatch is broken up, they need them to come back, and there's like their individual stories that kind of combine into they finally come together as a team at the end. Sort of like the Avengers. It's basically the Avengers, but an animated version of that.
Right. So I was thinking one of two things. Either one, they're only putting out like 1 or 2 of these a year because they have like a full team working on like a movie or something.
That'd be awesome.
Or maybe it's just the case that they don't allocate a lot of resources to that.
I mean, I'd watch a Warcraft movie too and all that animation.
Yeah.
I don't know why they didn't just do that instead of the actual live action movie. Yeah, I mean, I didn't hate the live action movie, but they should just do their animations.
I get it. I guess maybe they wanted to try just the Hollywood thing, see if it worked out.
I guess.
Which it didn't.
It typically doesn't.
Yeah. It's already been confirmed there's not going to be another one.
That sucks. I would have seen a sequel to that. I thought visually it was very interesting, and I didn't hate the story.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I enjoyed it for what it was. I don't like. I'm not going to sit here and say it was like an incredible movie.
What was that orc's name and the main character?
I don't know. I should know, but I don't.
Bazelroth, the barbarian from Xandaldorf.
Wow, dude.
What's the island they're hanging out on?
I don't know. I don't remember anything about the movie.
Battle for Azeroth, what's the Orc Island or the Horde Island?
It's the Troll Island is Zandalar.
Zandalar.
Yeah.
Zandalar. That's cool. Well, great.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did play a game this week that I'm not supposed to talk about until later this week. I played the absolute F out of it, doing a crap ton of COG coverage for it that I'm very, very excited about.
Nice.
That stuff will be coming out post-launch. So that's very exciting. And I can't wait to talk more about it. I played Hunt a little bit at the beginning of the week, and the update 2.3 officially launched for the game, which is very exciting. I talked about it last week on the podcast.
Okay.
But that is officially on the public server now, which I don't know if I'm going to have time to play it before I leave for PAX, because I still need to play more of the game I'm currently playing. I need to wrap it up before I actually leave, and I work tomorrow and Tuesday. Wednesday's my only full day off before I leave for PAX. I leave Thursday morning.
Better get to work.
Yeah, so I got to grind out the rest of it, and obviously I have to do that video today too, which really bums me out. But yeah, I mostly played that one game, which I will talk about next week, I believe, which is cool.
Excellent.
But I'm very excited to get into the Hunt 2.3 update on the public server as well, because it's amazing. I might as well bring up these questions now so we can just get Hunt over with, because I know I probably bore a lot of people when I talk about Hunt.
I mean, you're not boring me, but sure.
Okay, that's good.
We're on the topic.
Well, speaking of Gamescom, Hunt was announced to officially be coming to Microsoft's or Xbox Game Preview.
I saw that, yeah.
What PUBG did before its official 1.0 launch or whatever launch for Xbox.
Does PS4 have something like that, or is it just an Xbox
I don't think they have anything like that yet.
Yeah. Okay.
Not that I know of. They don't have like a preview program or like Steam Early Access, for example.
Yeah.
But Lee Taylor writes in and asks, now that Hunt Showdown is coming to Xbox One, does it tempt you guys to dust off the old footstool? Hashtag not fanboys, especially you, Garrett, being such a fan of Hunt Showdown. Before I answer that, Jesse Scarpelli also wrote in and said, what's going on, guys? I wanted to ask Garrett how he feels about Hunt Showdown coming to Xbox Game Preview and if he will be playing it. They're seeing how he has hundreds of hours on PC already. PS. I'll get to the PS after the Hunt stuff.
Okay.
I will probably not be playing on Xbox now. If I get a free code for whatever reason, I will definitely dabble in it just out of curiosity, but it's just so good on PC, especially if you have a killer rig just to run it beautifully. So I love it on PC. I have no reason to play it on Xbox, but I feel like for people who do not have a powerful PC and are interested in the game, this is great. Now, I don't know how it will perform.
That's the first thing that popped into my head. How's this thing going to perform on a regular Xbox One, like first gen Xbox
I think
One?
about this. Again, it's an entirely different platform, but Crytek, for example, has experience with console in the past with Crysis.
Yeah.
So I think they will be in a much better place as far as optimization is concerned right out the gate because of that. They already have experience of dealing with console versus PUBG Corporation and Bluehole, for example, ported PUBG to Xbox, and I assume the majority of them have not had console experience in the past, at least not with PUBG. Whereas Hunt, I'm sure uses the CryEngine, of course, which Crysis used. So they know what they're doing with as far as taking their PC version of the game and applying it to console.
Okay.
So I think it'll be in a good place when it starts out, and I imagine it will start out with the 2.3 update as well. Just start from there and going forward.
Good. Well, I think PUBG's behind, right? Like, if we're comparing it to that, like PUBG's not even caught up to the PC version.
Correct.
Right?
I mean, now the 1.0 version will have all 3 maps like the PC version. Now the PC version will always be slightly ahead, but I think as far as the current amount of content, I can't see why they'd start with a really old version of Hunt versus the new version. Now it'll probably, of course, always be a little behind, but I think that's very cool. It just makes it more accessible to those who are interested, at least on Xbox.
See what? To interrupt you, Overwatch doesn't do that. Like, they make sure that they always release everything at the same time.
Right.
They didn't start out like that though. PC or console used to be like maybe a day behind or something.
They also have a gigantic studio and a much bigger budget in comparison, I'd imagine.
True.
Which makes sense, but then again, you think about Bluehole, and they've had
I mean,
tremendous success with PUBG. But then again, they're still. It seems they're still. I mean, it's a functioning game, especially on PC. It's totally fine. But the Xbox version took a while to get up to speed.
It's become more of a functioning game. I wouldn't say that it's perfect yet.
Yeah, no.
From what I've last seen.
But I haven't had any issues with PUBG recently when I've dabbled in it. It's run perfectly fine.
So to get back to Hunt, do you think it'll be 30 frames on console?
Probably.
Is that confirmed? Or
I would hope not, but probably.
Yeah.
If they plan to beef it up graphically as much as it is on PC.
I don't know. Like, I've seen you stream it before, and I don't know how optimized the game is.
It's very optimized.
Has it gotten better?
Oh yeah. I mean, if you have a powerful rig, it runs amazingly. So, and you don't have to have the best thing ever. It'll still run even with a much older PC. But with what I have now, it's butter all the time. I don't have any issues. Unless I'm streaming and try to crank up the settings while streaming, then it'll struggle a bit. But I can play max settings, full 60 frames a second with no stutters whatsoever off stream. And then stream, I'll crank it down a bit to still run smoothly. But no, it's exciting for Xbox, just for fans of Hunt, or people who are interested and will get to play it on Xbox. So that's cool.
Excellent.
I may or may not dabble.
I will not.
But as far as the PS version, part of Jesse's question, he or she says, I apologize, I don't know if you're a man or a woman. That's why I'm saying he or she. But they say, would any of you or the OG community want to help me out in Destiny? All of my friends are playing Fortnite, and I have no one to run a fire team with. Actually, any other game than Fortnite. Add me. His name is Sweet DeVito. That is Sweet, like Danny DeVito. Sweet DeVito, one word, on PSN and Xbox. Keep up the great work, guys, and you make my rides to and from work a lot more enjoyable.
Okay, well, 2 things. 1, anyone who wants to be friends with this man, help him out in Destiny.
Sweet
Add him.
DeVito.
Add this man. He needs some help. He wants to do all the Destiny things. Number 2, oh no, I forgot what number 2 was. Oh God. Well, sidetrack. I'm excited for Destiny 2 Forsaken.
Are you?
And maybe,
are you going to play it at launch?
I am, yeah.
Okay.
I'm not going to take off work for it. I'm not that excited, but I'll play it the night of, and that following week. It's actually, is it next week? Is next week September?
Yes.
It's coming out next week. Oh my God. That's unfortunate that I forgot what else I was going to say. It was going to be good.
Have they confirmed whether or not there's going to be a level jump if you just jump into Forsaken?
Yes.
Is there one?
Yes.
Okay.
I think. I don't know.
I might just do that on PC if I ever get around to playing it.
You won't play it.
I might have to play it for COG coverage. I'm not sure yet.
Oh, you think?
Yeah. Because I've covered everything else Destiny 2 since launch, so I'd probably might as well just see it through to the end. I've been the Destiny guy on COG's website for the most part.
Are you the only one that wants to play it?
No, I mean, there are other people who play it, but as far as coverage is concerned, I've been covering the game since before launch.
Yeah. All
the updates and everything, so I might inevitably wind up playing it because of that. But I already told you from E3, just what's that mode called I played? I already forgot what it's called.
Gambit.
Gambit, yeah. Gambit's awesome.
Looks fun, yeah.
That's by far one of the best. That's probably the best multiplayer mode other than raids to come to Destiny so far.
Well, I would play with you, Mr. DeVito, but I am playing on PC.
Correct.
So
can you crossplay yet with Destiny?
No.
Okay.
You cannot.
Bummer, dude.
Sony's got that exclusive deal, man.
Oh, that's
right. They won't allow that shit.
No, they won't. Oh well.
As if it's up to them. I don't know any of the details.
I have no clue.
I don't even know if Bungie wants to do that.
I'm not going to play that at launch, but it's exciting. Then again, maybe I will when I'm really thinking about my situation at the moment. We'll see.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll join you.
I'd like that.
Okay. What else went on this week? Anything? I just worked.
No, I pretty much said my piece.
I'm trying to think of anything interesting sound-wise I did. There's a band. Have you ever heard of the band called Fozzy before?
Nope.
You ever heard of this guy called Chris Jericho?
Nope.
He's from the WWE.
Okay.
So this is hilarious. This band called Fozzy ended up playing Smith's Old Bar. There's a couple parts to this story. So they're a fairly big band. They've been around since '99, I believe, and I'd never heard of them in my life. But just think of any Project 961 hard rock band you've ever heard in your life. That's what they sound like. And they just started their tour, and they started at Smith's because most of them are local to Atlanta.
Okay.
And talk about overkill, Jacob. This band's load-in took nearly 3 hours just to get all their gear inside, nearly 3 hours to leave.
Yeah.
And they didn't even need half of it. They had like 4 guitar cabs for each guitar, and they didn't even use half of them because it would be too loud in the house, obviously.
You can't be too prepared.
I should show you pictures of this load-in. I've never seen so much overkill of gear in my life. And you know why? It wouldn't be a big deal if they had a crew on the road with them, but all they had was the bands and the sound guys that were traveling with them.
Yeah.
So they had, of course, now the sound guys, as soon as we got paid extra to help them load it in and out, but not every venue is going to do that. So without a crew, it's going to be death for the next 3 months while they're on tour. They have to do that every single night, 3 hours in, 3 hours out.
Hope they like it.
F that, man. Anyway, this Chris Jericho guy, I had no idea who he was, but he was this WWE star for a while. He has like 3 million followers on Twitter, and he played Smith's Old Bar, and I never heard of the guy, but then I looked him up. I was like, I recognized that name, and then I realized he was a WWE guy for a while.
Oh, wow. That's kind of cool.
He's a good frontman of the band, but he looked hilarious on stage. He wears these like light-up jackets and scarves and stuff. And
Scarves?
yeah, for a hard rock band, it was a little out there for me, but
Maybe that's what he's going for.
yeah. I mean, he looked, I guess, pretty. This was funny. He looked like more of a character on stage, which kind of works for a band, I guess. But the guitar player, all he had was a single blue bandana wrapped around his knee. I'm thinking, what function does that have? I'm a very practical person with my clothing. I typically don't wear anything just for style. I wear it for function. Of course, I wear things that I think look nice, but I don't wear it because it's a certain fashion statement. For example, what function do you think a bandana around the knee serves?
Maybe he needs to... Okay, 2 things. Hopefully I don't forget my second one this time. Maybe he needs it to apply, keep something tight, because that's usually why you put something around your...
You think so?
Your leg, yeah. Like a brace or something.
A single blue bandana.
I don't know why you'd use a bandana. That's beyond me.
To me, it just looked like one of those things where someone's, it's like when we started Reverse the Curse back in the day in high school. We're like, man, we got to dress like we're in a rock band. So we went to Plato's Closet and picked out Logan some red jeans, like some red pants.
I remember those pants.
Or some ridiculous t-shirts. Like, you look more like a rock star now, man.
Yeah, with rips in them.
Yeah. And this guy looks like he saw this bandana. He's like, man, I'm only wearing black jeans and a tank top. Maybe if I put this bandana around my knee, I'll look more like a rock star. Yeah. Like, I'm just a rock star, dude. I accidentally put this bandana on my knee.
Or maybe he's concerned about sweating too much, and he's putting that there so it doesn't get his shoes all sweaty.
But he's wearing pants.
Oh, that's a good point. Well, how do you see the bandana then?
It's on the outside of his pants. Just
well, that's ridiculous.
I know. It looks so funny. I was just laughing the entire time.
Yeah, what an idiot.
Really good bass player, but I'm like, I don't understand that choice in fashion right there.
You should have asked him. Be like, hey, man, why are you wearing a bandana on your leg?
I almost did.
You should put it on your face.
I would undeniably be an asshole to be like, hey, man, what function does that serve? Just out of curiosity. Yeah. Because even if I'm like, I genuinely am asking out of curiosity, he would probably be upset about it.
So you got to go up to him, you got to give him a compliment first. You got to be like, hey, dude, you sound incredible. Can I have your autograph? And you're like, before you can even sign your autograph, you're like, hey, one second though. Why are you wearing that stupid bandana?
Why do you look like such an idiot right now?
Insult the man, then see what he does.
Yeah. After you buttered him up.
Yeah.
But you still look cool, by the way. I'm just wondering. Oh, I just thought it was funny.
Well, that was a nice tangent.
Yeah. Anyway.
3 million followers, huh?
Yeah, on Twitter. I've
Maybe
never heard of him in my life.
Should have given us a shout out.
Should have asked
That's what we need.
Just walk on the stage in the middle of a song. Hey, man, you mind giving It's Obvious Gaming a shout out really quick?
It's what?
Yeah, exactly. It's what, dude? Anyway.
You want to get on to
jump in some more Gamescom news? It's pretty much all the news this week.
Yeah. Well, hey, man, what's the news?
Dude. By the way, this is the It's Obvious podcast, if anyone didn't know. You can listen to this podcast on youtube.com/ItsObviousGaming, where Jacob and I are currently looking at each other face-to-face on camera, if you're interested in the video version of this podcast. And we do encourage you guys to stop by the YouTube channel to like the video if you're willing, and to comment down below on literally anything you have to say. It can be like, hey guys, you look like dumb idiots. Or you could say, hey man, Gamescom was pretty cool. Or just say hello if you'd like. It helps us track a bit better on YouTube, and we greatly appreciate the support there. But if not, this audio version is available on basically every streaming service, the big ones, of course, being Spotify, Apple Podcast, and Google Play. So check us out there as well. It's Obvious Gaming or It's Obvious Podcast both pop up. You know what Preston and I have never discussed?
What?
I think I titled this podcast since before we started it, the It's Obvious Podcast. And he's been calling it the It's Obvious Gaming Podcast every time he does the intro.
Oh, really?
But I always call it the It's Obvious Podcast. What do you like better? I think it rolls off the tongue easier as It's Obvious Podcast.
Yeah, I like that more.
Of course, it's a branch of It's Obvious Gaming. It's the main shtick of It's Obvious Gaming. But
yes.
we used to call them It's Obvious Let's Plays, too.
Yep.
Back in the day. Kind of stopped doing that.
What's a Let's Play? When do we do that?
I have no idea, dude. We're going to do some awesome ones this fall, though.
Are we?
I promise that. Yeah, we will. I'm going to be doing a lot more of just gameplay where I kind of give impressions over them because those are easy to do and not as time consuming. But
yeah,
I'm sure you and I will do at least one or two interesting things on camera.
We shall see.
That'll worth doing.
Only time will tell.
So I meant to say at the beginning I won't be able to Twitch stream at all this week, unfortunately, again, because I got to wrap up the game I was talking about, and then I leave for PAX.
When are you leaving for PAX?
Thursday morning. I will be back Tuesday morning the following week.
Oh, wow.
So,
nice.
Gonna go hard.
No podcast next week, then. Right?
No, that's correct. I forgot about that.
We're missing a week.
Because it's a weekend trip this year.
Yeah.
Totally forgot about it. Unless you guys want to do it.
I mean,
you have mics.
Yeah, we do.
That's up to you and Preston.
It'd be up to Preston, yeah.
It'd be like the E3 situation again where you guys figure that out.
Yeah.
I mean, I can help with whatever.
I mean, I can't do it alone, so.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. I don't leave till Thursday. We'll figure it out.
Okay.
So that'd be the first episode ever that I'm not on if you guys do it. I kind of don't want you to do it.
You bastard.
I want to be able to go out saying I was on every single episode.
We'll see what
unless
happens.
people don't want me on it, I understand. So I question if anyone wants me on Twitch half the time. I'm like, hey guys, let's hang out. There's like 4 people hanging out with me. I'm like, cool.
You can't think about that.
It's all good though. But I look forward to doing Twitch streams again when I return because I love hanging out with you guys whenever whoever's willing to hang out in those mornings. It's always a good time.
Yeah.
For me, at least, I like talking to you.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, news. Let's do it. I have it on my phone this week, Jacob.
Oh, wow.
Because it's mostly bullet points and we'll just generate conversation based off that.
Okay.
Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice. I am stoked out of my mind for this game from Software. So it's weird to say from Software.
Yeah.
I could say from Squared Software. How do you like that?
What?
From Squared?
From Squared.
You know, like the square root of something, like 4 squared is 16.
Okay, I get it now.
Correct? Yeah. 4 squared is 16.
Joke.
So from Squared is from Software.
Yes. Stop.
You know where I get that is from T Squared from the Halo 3 Pro player.
Oh.
Because he was Tyler something or TT, whatever his initials, so it was T Squared.
Okay.
You impressed?
I have no idea who that is.
Okay.
I believe you, though.
He's a Halo player.
Yeah.
Anyway, Sekiro, March 22nd of next year. I think that's a brilliant release date for it. I assumed it would be coming around that time. I think they actually said when I saw it at D3 that it was coming early. Our Q1 of 2019.
Mm-hmm.
So that's thrilling. You gonna play this?
I think so, yeah.
I am so excited for it.
I haven't really been tuning into anything about it, but I'm always down for a Souls-like game.
Oh, yeah. And this looks like the ultimate evolution of what they've accomplished so far with, of course, Demon Souls and Dark Souls and now Bloodborne.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's interesting. It's going to be interesting to see how people compare it to Neo, because Neo reviewed incredibly well, and I still intend on at some point playing that. But Neo seems like the more stylized version of that world in a way.
Yeah.
But again, I haven't played all the way through Neo, but it's interesting to see Sekiro come, like an actual From Software game come after Neo, which is clearly inspired by From Software's work. But interesting. But the grapple hook really takes it to the next level and just open the traversal of the world and the way you fight enemies and how it incorporates into that, and how the sword fighting is much more about parrying attacks and maintaining your stance and everything versus just purely stamina and dodging.
Yeah. And
So-
you've played it before, right?
I didn't get to play it, but
Okay.
people at Gamescom did get to play it, which I was jealous of. But
Okay.
I saw a whole portion of the game at E3 and I was
Mhm.
blown away by it. So people have gotten to play it. I'm jealous.
Yeah, man.
Stoked for that.
Now, I should be done with Kingdom Hearts 3 at that point, so, you know.
That's early 2019.
It's the end of July,
right?
or not July, January.
That's right. Okay. Yeah, I'll be jumping in that.
Then Resident Evil 2 is coming out either before or after that. I think
it's the release date for that again? I didn't write that down like an idiot.
Sometime in January, I think. It might be the same week as Kingdom Hearts 3.
I am so excited for that. Speaking of that, do you see the Claire gameplay?
The Clear?
Claire. Excuse me.
I don't know what that is.
She is the other protagonist in the game.
Okay, well, no.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, I haven't played the original, but I was aware of her character going into Gamescom because people were wondering where she was, and it was in the original demo.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks awesome. I mean, I'm still flabbergasted by the level of detail and not only the character models, but the way they react to bullet wounds and knife wounds, and the physics of the bodies are some of the most impressive I've ever seen. I'm glad IGN specifically asked them about that.
Yeah.
They said they poured a ton of work into getting that right. And it's amazing to see a Resident Evil game of all games where they have never had physics like that or details like that and wounds and stuff. To see it be that realistic looking is just mind-blowing. And I saw a cool question kind of rise up ever since they, of course, announced and revealed Resident Evil 2's remake. If they'd go back and remake the first one again, because, you know, they kind of updated the visuals of the first game. And so it had the isometric camera angles and everything. Not really isometric, but they changed based on where you are in the big mansion.
Sure.
And it'd be cool to see a remake of the very original one, too, in that style in the mansion. That'd be amazing.
Yeah.
I imagine, this game's undoubtedly going to be a huge success. I mean, I'm not even a diehard Resident Evil fan, and I am losing my mind for that game. Of course, I have every intention to go play 4 before 2, just to get to know Leon a bit better and then go see how we got his start and everything. So, very, very excited for that. And I imagine they will go back into the first one as well.
Yeah, I mean, I may give 2 a try when it comes out this next year. It's not that I'm not a huge fan of it. I've just never really given the series a try. I played through 7 with you with VR.
That was such a great time.
It was fun.
I have very, very fond memories of us playing that together.
Yeah, I actually had such a good time that I'm actually considering playing, this new remake, which I never really would have previously because I'm not a scary game player.
There's just something so satisfying about that.
Yeah, as like that game in particular, 7 had like a really good loop.
Yeah, I don't know if it's like the appropriate term in this sense to use Metroidvania, but the backtracking sense of it, where you're always coming back to the same areas where you find new items to progress somewhere else. So it's just something so fun and satisfying.
Yeah, there was
about
always
that.
something like you couldn't figure out at the time, but you knew you could come back later and use it or figure out what it was.
Yeah, that and the spooks, man. You got to wonder with Resident Evil 8 if they will continue the first-person perspective or if they will apply what they've done with the remake of 2 and go forward with that.
Yeah.
I think either
if 2
way
turns out well, they could, really do anything they want.
Yeah, I mean, I think it'd be cool to see a first person perspective again, but with the updated physics and just gore and nastiness of the 2 remake. That'd be really cool.
What if they found a cool way to do both at this, not at the same time, but throughout the game, have both?
It'd be kind of cool.
Can you think of a way that they could do that effectively?
That or just switch between the camera angles. Yeah, unless there's a gameplay purpose to be third versus first.
Yeah.
Because I tell you, man,
maybe
that VR was unbelievable. I will never forget the fear I felt fighting Mrs. Baker. That part of the game.
That was terrifying.
That rocked my world.
I remember I knew
hard,
it was coming too because I watched a PewDiePie video. And
I know. I'll never forget in the video when I was editing it, you go to hang on to me because I'm like, oh, she's going to pop out of here. She's going to pop out of there. And I see your hand because she's about to pop out and just to brace me. Oh, man.
I did the exact window.
Yeah, my true, bona fide, unfiltered fear is documented on the internet forever in our walkthrough.
Is that when you fell? Or no, that was a Oozman.
Yeah, I fell to the Oozman that in the previous video we had killed, but we hadn't progressed far enough for it to not respawn.
I forgot to save. So we had to go back through there, and we thought we'd already cleared the hall.
He's totally dead, dude. I come around the corner, he comes barreling out right in my face and literally knocked me on my ass out of fear.
Almost knocked the green screen down. Yeah. Or green cloth, I
wonder
should
if I'm one of the only people who ever have fallen out of their chair playing Resident Evil 7.
No way. You could find 100 videos right now on YouTube of people doing that. Sure.
Yeah, that was amazing. I was sad too, because I think that was one of the episodes where our capture card malfunctioned, so I just had the clip of me falling, but not the full episode. Remember we had to replay 2 parts of that game because the capture card messed up.
Yeah.
It's frustrating. Anyway, that's way off topic.
But now we have a newer capture card.
I'm very excited for Resident Evil, of course. Did you see gameplay for I forgot I have to do that video too. I'm gonna bash my head through a wall, Jacob.
Should we make this quick?
Did I just delete this by accident?
What did you do?
Oh my gosh, dude.
Did you delete our notes?
I didn't mean to. My phone glitched out because I went to scroll up and then I got a text at the same time and it like glitched out and I think I hit throw away. You know what sucks about notes?
What?
Is that
they never save?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't let you do like an edit undo function. Like if you delete something by accident, it's just gone.
Oh dear.
Hold
on. Press the back button.
No, recently deleted. There we go.
Yeah.
That was close. Dying Light's battle royale called Bad Blood.
Make sure you put your phone to the side. I don't want you to delete everything.
Have you seen this in action yet?
Dying Light 2?
Dying Light's Bad Blood mode. It's like the battle royale PvP mode.
Nope.
PvPvE, I should say.
You should tell me about it.
Okay, I haven't looked too far into it, but the gist is you spawn on the map, and there are only 12 other players, and of course there are zombies all over the map, and you have the same parkour mechanics and melee weapons as the campaign.
Okay. And
you collect samples to do something. You can upgrade your abilities and gear, I believe, and of course you kill each other. And you have to it's similar to Hunt, where you grab something, you have to escape on a chopper with it, which makes it sound very cool. Imagine outrunning in parkour enemy players chasing after you.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Like, it's one thing to be in Hunt, like running through a swamp or like a scary forest and shooting at someone, but to be parkouring through the favela with people chasing after you sounds awesome.
So let me know if they're doing this. If you die, do you get to turn into a zombie and chase the other players alive?
That's a good question.
That would be fun.
That would be kind of cool. I don't know. I haven't looked into it enough, but I'm playing it at PAX and I'll have to write about it inevitably.
Because that would add a whole nother layer that, like, this is kind of like a BR game, right? In a sense.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So, like, that would add another
battle
layer
royale mode
that other games don't have.
It would. That'd be kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good point. I got
all the ideas over here, okay?
I can tell. Yeah, I'm excited to try that because it looks pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
So I just was curious if you had looked into it or not.
I have not, no.
I'm definitely going to try it. I think it sounds cool. Again, like I said, I'm more into the PvPvE battle royale style where there's minimal players and there's a world to explore and there's PvP elements to it.
Oh, dude, cool. One thing I got to say real quick. I was thinking about this the other day. So another feature that they added in World of Warcraft that they added in before the expansion came out is something called War Mode. And basically what it is, you can toggle it on or off in your major city. If you have it toggled on, you can attack any Horde or Alliance player, opposite faction, at any time. Like, you can just kill them or attack them whenever you want. If you have it turned off, you can't do that. It's like, you turn off friendly fire. Or, that doesn't make sense. Forget that. But I was thinking about it because I've been enjoying it a lot. Like, I love just like, there'll be a Horde enemy killing a mob over to the side. I'll just go behind them and kill them and gank them. And that's really satisfying to me because I'm like, yeah, I just ruined someone else's day.
That's what I used to do in RuneScape.
Yeah. But I was thinking, like, maybe this is Blizzard's, maybe this is their grand idea to try and, like, incorporate Battle Royale into WoW.
Like, secretly, like, nonchalantly.
Yeah, like, they're trying to incorporate, like, more people to attack each other.
Mm-hmm.
And they're also doing, like, supply drops in the world, and they're just randomly dropping supplies. You can just go pick up the crate.
Is it ever actually useful?
Yeah.
Or it's like here's some lamb skins to trade in.
There's pretty good gear. And you get resources that only work when open world PvP. So just an idea that was floating around my head. Maybe they keep incorporating on this idea.
That's pretty cool. And thanks for that insight, Jacob.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
I don't know if it means anything to you, but it meant something to me.
It's cool to hear. It's cool to know that that's a thing that exists within the game that I definitely have interest in.
Yeah, it was just surprising because, like, there's always been, like, PvP realms in WoW, but they kind of took that back and made everything a choice now.
Mm-hmm.
But because I've never, like there's been PvP in open world in WoW for forever. Back in the old days, there were two opposing towns that were close together on one part of the map, and people would constantly just attack each other because they were so close all the time. And I don't know, like, I've never experienced it much myself, so I'm kind of just really finding myself enjoying it a lot because it's just something new, and it's weird that I'm enjoying it so much because it's not really like it's not like a big expansion, feature. It's not like something they worked a ton on, I don't think. So, and I'm not the only one saying this, like, everyone's loving War Mode and WoW. So,
very cool.
I think it's going to help keep me around. That's what I'm really trying to say.
Cool.
So yeah, what were we talking about?
It's a nice feature.
Yeah.
Tomb Raider, Shadow of the Tomb Raider will have New Game Plus right out the gate.
That's good.
And what's interesting
Something God of War didn't have.
Yes, what's interesting about this new game plus is that there are additional progression trees to go after when you start new game plus, like brand new trees to fill out. So it isn't just, oh, I have all my abilities, I'm just going to play through the game with all my gear again. It actually has new abilities and stuff. I don't know if abilities, but just progression trees to follow.
Are these new abilities, or are they just making your abilities more powerful that you already have?
That's a good question. I'm going to pull it up just to be sure.
Something tells me it's just
lazy about reading about effing video games, so I hate writing about them too. I'm not going to read about a fucking interactive visual medium. Let me read this. So dumb.
Yeah, IGN, what are you doing? Game Informer.
And this comes courtesy of COG Connected, by the way. The only thing that's unfortunate about COG's mobile version is that you can never see the author. It just shows the title.
Sounds like a company problem.
I would give the author a shout out, but I'm not sure who wrote it. But they'll have the mode will add 3 new skill trees or paths that each have unique rewards such as weapons and outfits. Okay. When starting New Game Plus mode, every skill, equipment, upgrade, outfit, weapon, and gear that were acquired in previous playthrough will be made available through New Game Plus playthrough. This new mode will also unlock 3 new skill trees, Path of the Serpent, Jaguar, and the Eagle. Here's a rundown of all 3. Serpent, your gameplay features an emphasis on stealth and subterfuge. Path of Jaguar is emphasis on hunting and combat, and Eagle is traversal and resourcefulness. Okay. Now, I don't know how those stack up to the original 3 skill trees, but
I don't know. I'm trying
unless
to think
those are the 3 original, just new skills sprinkled in there.
I imagine they're just enhancing your skills a little bit, because you would think they would save like big gameplay enhancements for like most people are going to play through the regular game. You would think, right?
Maybe the more of the emphasis is on the outfits and the weapons.
Yeah, maybe the rewards.
So
yeah,
I like the approach God of War has taken. I haven't looked that much into, but I did play a little bit how there's new enemies, and I think there's new gear you can acquire too in New Game Plus.
Yeah, that's
which makes it feel pretty fresh.
Yeah, that's good, because I'm not someone that's going to do that unless there's incentives to go back and play it. I'm not just going to play a game to replay it really hard because I enjoy it. Like that's not really
gear and stuff.
Yeah, I don't enjoy that.
So
I always need something to chase. A carrot on the stick, if you will.
I feel you. Even a little something like outfits and weapons make it a little fresh again.
Are you excited for Shadow of the Tomb Raider? Are you going to be playing it in a couple weeks?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I might play it at launch. Maybe.
Okay.
Not sure yet. School's going to be death this quarter. Absolute death.
Have you already started?
I start the week after PAX.
Okay. So coming up real soon.
Yeah, a week from Monday, I believe. This coming Monday.
Good luck.
Thank you, Jacob. I'm going to need it. Life is Strange 2 is happening. And it's about 2 brothers.
Oh, really? So different characters.
Yeah, new characters, which I think makes total sense. Because I feel like Chloe and what's her name have had their run.
Yeah, I know nothing about the game.
Yeah.
So
it's
I did download the first chapter for free on Steam.
Did you ever play it?
No.
Okay.
I have it though.
Yeah, it's 2 new characters to the series, 16-year-old Sean Diaz and his 9-year-old brother Daniel Diaz, as they take a journey from Seattle, Washington to Puerto Lobos, Mexico.
Oh.
And the synopsis says, following a tragic event, their lives are forever changed. Now on the run from the police and threatened with both separation and incarceration. Sean decides to take his younger brother and seek a better life in their family's hometown of Puerto Lobos, Mexico. Interesting.
Sounds compelling.
It says, playing as Sean, you will need to make the kind of tough choices you can expect from a Life is Strange game, and you will need to live the consequences of your actions. The game will this time focus on brotherhood alongside the need to guide and educate your younger brother while simultaneously coming of age yourself. Cool.
Sounds interesting.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to play that. Because I played a portion of the first one, and I had to end up watching the rest of it because I did that interview at PAX last year with the Life is Strange Before the Storm guys, which was a different studio that did it.
The prequel.
That was the prequel, yeah. And so I was fully aware of everything that could possibly happen in the first one, which was cool. I liked it a lot. I didn't play the prequel, and I think I didn't play the Captain, what you call it, that Don't Nod just released.
Oh, Captain,
wanted to call him Captain Obvious, but it's The Adventures of Captain Kid in the Red Cape. That's supposedly
Captain Spirit?
I think that's what it was. Something Captain Spirit.
Let us know in the
It's Captain
below.
Planet, dude. But apparently that ties into this somehow, or just ties into the greater Life is Strange universe. That's kind of cool, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, the Life is Strange universe, the Marvel universe, the DC universe. Life is Strange is probably
It's the
my
same
favorite.
thing, yeah.
So,
So what's like the gameplay loop of those games? Is it just narrative based?
Yeah, it's similar to Telltale, but there's a little more gameplay involved.
So you like control your character?
Yeah, there's more walking around and more interacting with characters.
That's
and
what
stuff.
I thought it was. Yeah.
It's similar to Telltale, though.
Okay.
In a way.
Just thought I'd ask.
Yeah.
Being an uninformed podcast attendee.
Of course, dude. Supermassive Games is releasing a new horror game anthology.
I heard about this.
Cool. I still don't know. Maybe they're behind the scenes working on the next Until Dawn, which I don't know why they haven't made that a franchise already.
Wasn't that this next game in the same vein as that?
Sort of. It says Bandai Namco has picked up the next project from Supermassive Games, best known for their PS4 horror adventure Until Dawn, which Jacob and I and Preston also have a walkthrough on our YouTube channel. It probably isn't nearly as good as our Resident Evil walkthrough, but I remember that being pretty fun too.
Did I play through all of it? Or did we rotate?
We rotated, yeah.
Okay.
I think it was every episode we all traded off.
I feel like I did play through it all, though. I thought it was me.
You played most of it.
Okay.
I feel like we may have switched off. I can't remember.
Go watch it to find out.
Yeah, the anthology series is called Dark Pictures Anthology. The series will include a number of individual games, each with a shared goal in mind: scare the hell out of players.
Oh, good.
First up from Dark Pictures, which is out 2019 for PlayStation 4, Windows PC, and Xbox One, is a story called Man of Medan. Players switch between a cast of 4 American tourists in what sounds like a deadly Gilligan's Island-esque experience. Their summer cruise turns into a fight for survival aboard a haunted World War II-era ship. So it has all the hallmarks of the previous Supermassive games with a variety of choices, pathways, and endings available. And all 4 characters' lives are at stake as well.
Interesting. Okay. So probably 4 unique, scary experiences.
Yeah, and they emphasize that Man of Medan doesn't feel like an Until Dawn successor, only this time at sea.
Okay.
Okay.
I probably won't play this unless it's for content.
All I can say is I hope it's better than The Inpatient, because that game blew.
Yeah.
It was not good, which sucks. But
you played it, right?
I did all the way through. I reviewed it for COG, the VR game they released. It wasn't the worst thing ever. It just was not anywhere close to as good as Until Dawn. It had all the it tried to do what Until Dawn did with their characters and their plot, but it just did not work at all.
Okay.
It was weak.
Yeah.
It was a glorified prequel to Until Dawn. That's the thing about Until Dawn. That name alone could sell games every 3 years if you just develop a new story with new characters and a new setting. Until Dawn, subtitle. Until Dawn, subtitle. Every few years, man, that could sell incredibly well. I mean, granted, I'm sure it wasn't a massive audience that loved Until Dawn, but those who did play it, including us, really enjoyed it.
Yep.
So I don't know why they've been kind of sitting on that. Now, what they're doing sounds cool. I like the idea of an anthology stories. But maybe that's just, I mean, I'd imagine they're pouring hard work into those, but I'm hoping that's just placeholder games until the next Until Dawn.
Yeah, I'm not really sure.
So we'll see.
So The Impatient had the same, what was it, therapist or doctor that the Until Dawn game did?
No, he wasn't in there, but
okay. I thought I heard
it had the butterfly effect system where you make decisions and it affects the rest of the game, but all of them were so weak and felt pretty insignificant. Like, I saw both endings, and both were just kind of dumb.
There were only 2 endings?
I think. I think there was only 2. Maybe there was more than that.
Not much of a butterfly effect.
But all of it was, yeah, exactly. That's why it kind of sucked. But that was just part of it.
Yeah.
I exited out of our notes by accident.
Come on, bro.
Devil May Cry 5 is coming March 8th.
Yeah.
I'm going to play this.
Oh, yeah, that's the game I was thinking about that's coming out in March.
It looks awesome. That's what's so weird. I was talking to Preston about. I feel like a bandwagoner, which I kind of am. But
I mean, I am totally. I've never played any of the other ones.
Yeah, I've never played them either, but that game just looks so cool.
Yeah, I like the style of it.
Yeah, it looks awesome. And from what I've read about it, in comparison to the others, it sounds like it's going to be solid.
Gameplay looks fun. So I'm all aboard.
I hear these stories very, very confusing for those who haven't played the series, but I might read up on it a bit, which sounds so hypocritical because I was just like, I hate reading about games. Maybe there's like a video series.
Surely it's
the whole story of Devil May Cry.
It can't be more confusing than Metal Gear.
And then again, I'm not that worried about the story anyway. I just kind of have like, I'd like to have a moderate understanding of who Dante is. I think that's his name. And I want to break apart a motorcycle and hit demons with it. Sounds pretty cool.
That's all anyone wants to do.
Yeah, the gameplay from Gamescom was awesome though.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
I'm excited for that. I mean, we got that and Sekiro in the same month. Very exciting. Sounds like 2019 is going to be off to a great start too. Resident Evil, Kingdom Hearts, Sekiro, Devil May Cry.
and other stuff.
The games industry is killing it these past couple of years.
We
Man.
got Rage 2.
Rage 2, Doom.
Doom.
Presumably The Last of Us at some point next year.
Yeah, you got to think so. Days Gone.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Days Gone's coming pretty soon next year.
February?
I think it is February. It's coming the same day as Metro and like 8 other games coming out that day. I'm very excited for Metro.
There's like another game that's huge that's coming out that day. It's
there's a few.
Days Gone, then there was the one you said, then it's
Metro,
something else.
yeah, because there's 3 of them, and I still think Days Gone is going to move because they will be slaughtered by the other 2.
Yeah. Oh, Anthem.
That is the other one. Yep, Anthem, Metro, and Dying Light. Yeah. Not Dying Light. Days Gone. Days Gone. I wouldn't put it past Techland to Techland, excuse me. Not Techland. Techland's Dying Light, I think.
What game?
Metro.
Let me look at I don't know who that is.
I get all the developers mixed up. Metro Dev. Is it Techland? Metro Last Light. How about that? You'd think it would pop up just by develop 4A games. That's who it is. Techland's Dying Light.
4A.
Yeah. Also use the 4A engine to develop it.
Oh wow.
It looks very beautiful.
I'm impressed.
Anyway, I wouldn't put it past them to delay Metro even more because they have a good enough excuse because they want to be super polished. Now, the build I played at E3 was plagued with bugs, like I mentioned. But all the gameplay they've shown that people haven't been demoing themselves, where it's very, very polished to show off portions of the game. It looks amazing. Do you see the gameplay from Gamescom?
Of Metro?
Metro.
I have not, no.
It looks awesome. Do you have any intent on playing the first 2 before the new one?
No. I might play the new one, though.
Okay.
I'm of the belief that those kind of worlds aren't really exciting to me. Just dying worlds overall. Like, I think that's my problem with Fallout, too. It's like, anytime I just see like a decaying or dying world, it doesn't excite me. But because of how beautiful Metro looks, I think that's enough to, get me over that hump.
Yeah, I think that's what's good about the change of setting in this one is that, of course, there will be tunnel sequences.
Yeah,
like
and they're
the
adding
first 2.
like nature to it.
Yeah, but it goes through the 4 seasons of the year that you spend in Artyom's life, where there's winter, fall, summer, and spring, and even the fall section they showed from Gamescom looks beautiful. It's like golden and brown and green from the season. So gameplay looks like classic.
And Fallout
awesome
76
Metro
is
gameplay.
doing this too. Like they're having
with seasons
more lush nature in their world.
Yeah, with Virginia and everything. So West Virginia.
I think that's why ultimately I can't compel myself to go play Fallout 3, just because of how you guys have said how it's so bland and it's grayer.
It's grayer, but there's the weirdest charm about Fallout 3.
I'm sure
I can't describe.
Yeah.
So
I think I just needed to be there at the time.
Probably.
That time's passed.
Yeah. Still a great game though. But I really do recommend, I know you've heard us say it 1,000 times, but Metro 1 and 2 are still really awesome. I haven't wrapped up 1 yet. Last Light's definitely better than the first one, but I've still had a lot of fun with 2033.
Yeah.
So Metro, so excited for that.
Wasn't it originally coming out this year? Then they delayed it?
Yes. I think.
Feels bad.
I think it was the end of this year and they delayed it till March, yeah. Or February.
This year's too crowded anyway.
Very. Beginning of next year is pretty crowded. Yeah. That day's crowded.
Yeah. What are you going to do, though?
Anthem will obviously sell the best.
Maybe. I'm not so sure.
Metro will be the next, and then Days Gone will probably be the smallest.
I think people are a little... I don't know.
I mean, Anthem's going to sell just because of BioWare.
Maybe.
And because it's on all platforms. So
I don't think
it'll naturally sell more because of that. I don't think it's going to blow up unless they somehow build tremendous hype beforehand.
I don't think it's going to sell like Division 2 is going to sell.
Because don't get me wrong, I think it looks pretty cool, but it is always on the back of my mind. Like and not just because it's coming out later. I mean, there's games that like Doom, for example, that's like at the forefront of my mind, and that doesn't come out probably till summer of next year.
Here's my problem. I know what I'm getting with like Destiny 2 and Division 2 when it comes out. I know like what the gameplay.
And Division 2 is coming out next year too. Is it March or is it February?
It's around the same time. Yeah, but I don't really know what I'm getting with Anthem. Still, I don't know what I'm going to be doing really. They haven't. I still feel like they haven't told me that yet.
From what I've seen, it just screams Destiny. Like 100% screams Destiny, and that just does not appeal to me at all.
Well, hopefully, they
I don't even hate Destiny. I'm just like so over it that it just does not. And I'm sure there'd be things different enough about it because you think it wouldn't just be a complete rip off of Destiny. The gameplay loop. I'm not saying as far as the traversal and the way the game feels when you play it, but just what you're doing looks like Destiny.
Well, the loop in Destiny works. I mean, they've had great success from it.
Yeah, I'm just saying as an individual, me personally, it just does not appeal to me very much.
Yeah. See, that loop excites me. Like, those are some of my favorite games is, you know, that loop of constantly grinding for something better.
I get the bug, man. You get some killer gear and you fight some enemies and upgrade your guns.
It's like it doesn't matter to me that I'm doing the same thing over and over again if I just have a chance to get something really cool.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'll definitely be playing it, no doubt, but it's not one I'm most excited for. I think my top 3 for next year so far, I mean, Last of Us is a given, so I'm going to keep that out, but Metro, Doom, and probably Resident Evil are my top 3 right now.
Very different games for what I would be most interested in.
I mean, Kingdom Hearts is on your list.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, of course, I'm excited for that too. I'm a diehard Kingdom Hearts fan, but I shouldn't say diehard. I mean, I've loved both the first 2 and cherished them dearly, but I wouldn't say like you, I haven't played all the side games and everything. I just played the core series.
Mm-hmm.
So, Kingdom Hearts for you, what are your other 2?
Oh, you mean for next year?
Yeah. So far.
Oh, God. Cyberpunk's probably not coming out next year. They have said that. Are we going to talk about that?
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
Gosh, maybe The Last of Us 2.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see what happens with that. Kingdom Hearts 3 and
Days Gone.
No, fuck that. I don't even know if I'm going to play that game. I'll have to see what reviews say. Honestly, I don't know. I can't think of any games off the top of my head right now. Maybe Devil May Cry 5. I think that game looks really fun. What's coming out? I feel like there's some really cool games coming out next year that I just can't think of.
I think Division looks really cool.
Yeah, maybe. I just don't know about the Division.
Have you read about all their special editions you can order? It is insane.
The Division?
Yeah.
I have not, no.
It's ridiculous. It's like all the, I mean, of course, they're all very expensive, but they're just minute differences in most of their collector's editions. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm. I mean, right now, all I can really think about is Red Dead 2.
That's very, very soon.
It's like when I'm not thinking about WoW, which is a lot of time right now.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, every once in a while, I'll think about Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah,
and I'm like, wow, that's a game that I'd like to play.
Oh yeah, we'll be here before we know it.
Should have their next gameplay video here pretty soon.
I'd imagine. Wouldn't that other one come out a couple weeks ago?
Yeah,
I'm thinking it's going to
like
be
once a month,
once every few weeks, probably. I think they will release a max of 3 to 4 videos.
I'm guessing 4.
Yeah.
And then there'll be some promotional stuff.
Because I think it'll be, of course, they kind of introduce you to the world and the character in the first one. They're going to go into missions and Deadeye next video specifically. And then after that, maybe they'll talk a little more about multiplayer. So.
You think Red Dead sells more than Call of Duty this year?
Yes.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Definitely.
We'll see.
Because GTA 5 outsold the F out of Call of Duty
GTA
the year
5
it came out.
Is GTA.
I mean, especially obviously in its overall sales too over time. Of course, it's outsold.
Yeah.
I think all the Call of Duties ever.
I think it depends how successful.
Not collectively, I'm saying, but maybe even collectively, but not collectively, but just, of course, that year it outsold Call of Duty. Because one, all platforms like Call of Duty, but also there's a mass following of Rockstar. I think there's plenty of hype generated not only from Grand Theft Auto, but those who enjoyed the previous Red Dead as well. Even Elliot Clark, of all people, played all the way through Red Dead. So even people like that play Rockstar games.
Yeah. Well, Elliot loves Rockstar games.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it all depends on how great the Blackout beta goes.
I am very,
if
very
that's huge and successful, then I think Call of Duty.
I have a lot of confidence in that. And
I need to see
people can call me crazy if they want. It's fine if they disagree, but I think Black Ops 4's gameplay is awesome. It's not perfect. There's some stuff they still probably need to tweak, but as far as just boots on the ground, Call of Duty shoot 'em up gameplay, I think it feels better than it has in a long time.
I agree. It felt good when I played it. Yes. I only played a few matches, but it was fun.
I'm very, very excited to see what Blackout looks like in its full form. I imagine we'll get a trailer shortly before the actual beta that really shows it off and maybe explains it a little bit.
I would say that we get a lot of gameplay videos of the mode first before the beta starts, but I don't know how they would do that because
I think it's in their best interest to explain in a detailed trailer in the vein of Red Dead exactly what it is and how it works. And then when you go into it, you're not just like, what's happening? Like the first time I played PUBG, I had no idea what I was doing.
And if they can maintain it well, like Fortnite does, and like add, they bounce, and like almost every week they change how things work. They add new items into the game. It'll have a lot of legs to it.
I think Activision especially, but I think even Treyarch is well aware of the success of Fortnite, knowing the brand that Call of Duty is and the following it has, in spite of all the hate it gets online. The sales typically, not always, and Infinity War struggled a bit, but overall the sales don't always reflect the way people feel about it vocally online. So I think they have some major potential with Blackout to be awesome.
And I think we might have talked about this before, but you got to think, just to go off on a tangent here, like what if this is huge and successful? Does Activision change up how Call of Duty is released every year? Do they keep releasing a brand new Call of Duty every year? Do they keep adding to what Blackout is? Do they make new VR modes every year for Call of Duty?
If this is a huge success and the genre of Battle Royale, now that it's basically its own genre, continues to flourish through next year, I think undoubtedly it'll be in there. I think it'd be kind of weird.
It'd be a good way to reinvent Call of Duty, I think, because I don't think anyone's just clamoring for what Call of Duty is like right now. You know, just
I don't know. A ton of people still buy it.
That's true. You're right. So, I guess I don't know. Maybe the plan is just to release.
I imagine the next game will have a campaign. That's obvious. I mean, people have been saying that for a while now, being like, "Oh, this is part of all of Activision's marketing scheme to be like, look, this Call of Duty has campaign, and people get excited about it."
I don't know if it's that essential, honestly.
I mean, for some people,
I think if you're going to do a campaign, I like the model of like what Doom does or something. Just a full on, just give me a campaign, a good story, and that's it. Or like Wolfenstein's a better example.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
I don't know. That's just me though.
I think people are right in predicting that there will be a campaign again next year.
Probably, yeah. I mean,
but the question is Battle Royale. It depends on how Blackout goes, and I don't think there's any excuse for it to suck. I mean, I feel like it makes total sense for Call of Duty.
The only reason I could see it sucking is that they rushed it. They didn't have enough time.
I don't think so. They've been developing this game for 3 years now. It is a good question because Fortnite and PUBG, for example, didn't take off until like the last year and a half, 2 years or so, and
they've been building it as it's been live.
Yeah. So
they've kind of had people experimenting and playing the game for them. Whereas, Activision, they've been playing it behind closed doors and it's just them.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. We'll see how those betas play out.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I haven't had a bad beta experience with any Call of Duty I've ever played.
Yeah, me either.
So I think it'll be pretty good.
Yeah, they make pretty good products over there at the Call of Duty teams.
I'm excited. I think it's September 14th, if I'm not mistaken, is when it starts. I think that's PS4 is when it starts.
Okay.
A week after.
I mean, I'm not going to play it there, so I'll just have to watch some videos.
Yeah, I might wind up doing it on PS4 for COG stuff. I'm not sure yet, but
man, you and COG.
Yeah. Regardless, I'm excited to try it on any platform for that matter. What's next? There's a new Biomutant gameplay. Did you check it out?
Nope, doesn't interest me.
It looks kind of cool. Preston probably won't play because he plays a little raccoon man.
Preston doesn't like raccoons.
He doesn't like playing as like creatures and stuff in games.
Oh yeah, he always brings up what is that game called? Sticks.
Yeah. He plays the goblin. But I think Biomutant looks cool. Open world looks pretty. The combat's awesome because I played that at PAX last year too, and I kind of understood the hype surrounding it because when I saw it in action, I was like, I don't get why people are so excited about this. And then I played it. And I didn't even have an appointment. It was the media hour at PAX last year. We kind of had free reign to roam around for an hour before the public came in. And of course, I went straight to Odyssey and freaked out about that. But then Biomutant just had a ton of open spots. I'm like, well, there's no one playing it. I might as well go check it out. Played the demo. Really, really awesome combat.
How does he control? Is he nimble?
What do you mean?
Like, is he stiff? Is he nimble?
Oh, no, he was super.
Kind of like Ratchet and Clank?
He was very silky smooth.
Okay.
Ratchet and Clank-esque, I would say. But,
nice,
melee and guns as well.
That interests me.
So it was very cool.
Does he have an inventory like Ratchet and Clank, or is it more?
I can't remember, but I would say it feels better than Ratchet and Clank. It doesn't feel as arcadey. I mean, there's like a dodge ability, and you can flip around, and very ninja-like as well. Yeah. So I get the appeal, and that's why I kind of have interest in it. I mean, I'll probably wait for reviews on this one too.
So can't you like change his appearance like depending what you do or something? Like you can make.
I know at the beginning you can make him look however you want, and it does affect his stats depending on your size and everything. But I don't know if you can continue to customize his experience other than cosmetic items going forward.
So is it kind of like changing his attributes, like his stats, like in a Dark Souls game?
If I remember correctly, yeah, like your body size and everything determines your speed and strength and everything at the beginning.
So I think that's the best kind of character building in games, like in an RPG.
Yeah,
I like being able to go into an experience and like determine how I'm going to, play my journey.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I guess we can jump into Cyberpunk for a minute.
Still no gameplay.
I've heard different things. Yeah, I've heard different things about the character creation, but I'm wondering, I can't remember if I've read anywhere or heard anywhere if your stats are affected at the beginning, or if it's just purely your appearance at the beginning.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not sure, but
I saw the screenshots.
yeah, according to multiple videos I watched, the Cyberpunk Gamescom demo was similar to the E3 demo, but this time it was played at night versus the day. Heard it looks beautiful.
Yeah.
Minimal differences, but they kind of approached missions a bit differently in this demo. But the big topic of discussion was the fact that, what's his name? I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm just going to botch it.
Okay.
But one of the gentlemen developing the game said the game is indeed playable from start to finish.
That was big news. I didn't expect that.
Yeah, according to producer Richard Borzymowski. Borzymowski. Richard Borzymowski. So, I mean, I don't think that says as much as some people might think, because I've heard, like, for example, I always refer to Jason Schreier's book. I learned so much from that book as far as game development is concerned. And multiple games would be playable from start to finish long before it ever came out.
So what is that book for people that don't know?
It is Schreier's book about the studios he interviewed and found out stories about the development process about multiple games, notably Uncharted 4, Destiny, which Destiny's fascinating. It makes total sense as to why they've always felt like they're constantly trying to salvage things.
Yeah. What's the book called? It's
Blood, Sweat, and Pixels.
Blood, Sweat, and Pixels. Okay.
Yeah. Shovel Knight's in there. That's my favorite chapter, Shovel Knight. Pillars of Eternity's in there. A lot of really, I mean, I wasn't bored with any of the chapters. Even games I had no interest in, it was fascinating to hear the different stories and the similarities and also the differences between all of them. But I've heard that on more than one occasion through that book. And of course, if it's playable through start to finish, a game that size and how ambitious it is probably plagued with more bugs than we could ever possibly imagine. Because they haven't even had people play test the game yet. They've only been playing it internally as far as I know. So play test will determine probably radical changes, radical alterations. And on top of all that, you got to think about the incessant bugs that probably exist throughout and having to comb through every fiber of that gigantic game to find as many as you can. And I still hear by the end, you never find all of them. That's why there's so many day one patches, because there's still bugs. And even beyond that, there are still bugs. So
can you imagine like how hype it would be if like the new consoles launched in like 2 years and that game came along the same year?
It'd be incredible. For people who intend on playing it on console.
Yeah. Plebs.
That's the thing. Witcher 3 was gorgeous on PlayStation 4 Pro. I have no complaints at all.
I'm sure the new consoles will be gorgeous.
You know, PC is undeniably vastly superior, but even Pro, man, looks awesome. So, and plays very well too. So, playable from start to finish. I think we have a community question about this. Now, that's, of course, exciting. It gets me stoked to hear that, because I like hearing that they're that far along, but of course, they still probably have a long way to go to really refine it into its final version for launch.
It's just not something I expected to hear.
Right. But Rupert wrote in specifically about that and said, it was announced that Cyberpunk 2077 is now playable from start to finish. God of War made it to that point in development in December of 2016. And for reference, God of War released in April the following year
of 2018.
Yep.
This year.
When do you guys predict we will get our hands on the game? What features or mechanics are you hoping for in the game?
I'm hoping for are you not done?
I think best case scenario, and this would be a miracle beyond miracles. I think best case scenario would be the end of next year, but I doubt it.
I'm expecting fall of 2020.
I think realistically speaking, best case scenario would be early 2020, like Q1 or 2 2020. But I'm not that bold. I'm going to say like tail end of 2020 probably.
I mean, I really don't care. I want them to take as long as they need to.
And the only reason I say that is because God of War, as awesome as it is that they reached that point and then 4 short months later they released the game, is because God of War, although it is it's graphically demanding, the world's quite massive, but as far as the games are concerned, comparing how large Cyberpunk is in comparison to God of War, it's like Cyberpunk's 20 times the size of God of War, as much as they're packing into it. And think about the dynamic day and night cycles, the dynamic weather cycles, the different character paths you can go on, the decisions you can make, all the interactions with the world, the way you can customize your character think of this and abilities.
Alone. Like, imagine all the people that are going to be in Cyberpunk and how lonely it is in God of War.
So much more massive than God of War. So I imagine them, like I said, combing through everything they got to come through and play testing it extensively before it's officially ready. Not only to be ready for launch, but even to show anything to the public other than media at this point. Now, media have been blown away by what they've seen, and everyone has said what they've shown off looks very polished, but we have no idea what the rest of the game looks like currently.
Yeah.
So
I wonder what it's like to just create something that ambitious.
I know. I told you, dude, they were true rock stars at E3. People were literally begging to get in to see that demo. And anywhere they went with those badass black, and it was solid black shirts with the neon cyberpunk logo
I want
on
one of
them.
those shirts.
They're so cool. Everyone was stopping to talk to them. So no matter what.
It's like the coolest branding ever.
It was very cool.
I love that. Like, that's part of the reason why I'm so excited for this game. I just love like the whole cyberpunk style.
And then you just think of the cool song from the trailer.
Yeah. Then I start thinking about Blade Runner, and I get excited.
That's what they make the comparison to Blade Runner in this night demo. They're like, that was one of our main inspirations.
I think like just the style of cyberpunk and the Blade Runner like movie franchise, and like in its entirety, like that's one of the greatest ideas someone's ever created.
It is beautiful. It is awesome. I love 2077, man. That movie visually, especially. That's why I was never bothered by the runtime of 2077, because that movie is so gorgeous that I wanted to just be immersed in that world. Especially when you see it on a giant screen, you just feel like you're a part of it.
Yeah,
loved it. So,
and like, I think what initially inspired that kind of like those ideas were like people thought like that's how our future was going to be.
That's so fun. I think
cybernetics and stuff. And
I think the original one takes place in 2013, if I'm not mistaken. How funny is that?
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Boy, were they wrong. But
it's
hey,
like
it might
Escape
happen.
from New York takes place in 99. It's like the future.
Yeah. I'm of the belief that we're going to eventually like have enhancements. Like
cybernetic enhancements.
Oh,
yeah, that's what they talk about, like the Equilibrium or whatever, or Deus Ex Machina, or whatever it's called.
I think we're going to constantly evolve.
Not the it's called the, what's the word? There's a very specific word for it. It starts with an R, maybe the Requiem, the Retribution. What's it? I can find it right now. That's why I'm glad I have my laptop now on the podcast.
Yeah.
When
I'm very dumb.
Humans merge with machines, it's called Word.
Word. Reproduce.
No, it's a specific word. I can't think of what it is. People are yelling at us in the comments by now, or yelling in their cars on their way to work. You idiot!
What's requiem? Look that word up.
No, it's not. That's not the word, but it's something like that. I can't find it, dude.
Should we move on?
Probably. Anyway, just thinking about running around the cyberpunk world and already running around a game significantly smaller than that in Deus Ex Mankind Divided. I can't imagine what it's going to be like. And I love that world, and running around in a game like Cyberpunk and 10 times more the amount of things to do, the ways to play, and the way to interact in that world sounds so amazing.
Yeah.
So I'm so excited for that.
You know what I was thinking about today? This is this has something to do with CD Projekt Red, but nothing to do with Cyberpunk. I was thinking about how much I really love the Skellige Island music.
Yeah.
In that island.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
Then I was thinking about another place that's similar to that in WoW. I'm going back to WoW. It's a place called Grizzly Hills.
Singularity, that's what it is. Sorry.
Yeah, you were way off.
Yeah, I was way off. That's like the game Singularity.
Yeah. Nice.
Anyway, go on.
Oh, I was just saying that I've been in the mood like today in particular to listen to like video game music that I really like. And this place called Grizzly Hills in WoW. It was in the Wrath of the Lich King expansion. It kind of looks like Skellige. It has like treetop hills. It's a sort of like a foresty area, and it had really, really good music. I'll have to play it for you later. But it's probably my favorite like zone music in World of Warcraft. So.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. It takes me back to the good years when I had no responsibilities.
I feel you.
Man, I miss those days.
Yeah, those are good days for sure.
But what's next, man?
Can't remember. It is Mario Party gameplay. What you think? You see it?
No.
It looks fun.
Does it look like Mario Party?
I cannot wait to play it on stream with you in the community. I always think about our Nintendo streams. We've only done a few of them, but those are so much fun.
Yeah, they are a really good time.
We should do another one of those maybe a week or two from now. I'm done with PAX and everything.
Yeah, I'd like that. Mario Party, I'm definitely getting it. Like that, those are always such good party games.
Anything Mario, I'm down. You can give me like Mario Digging Simulator. I'm going to play it. So Mario Farm Simulator. That was a good one.
Oh boy.
Imagine this Nintendo stream. Smash Bros, Mario Party, kart, tennis.
That's too much.
Then we just need
too much.
Then we need golf and volleyball.
Volleyball.
Volleyball's fun.
Has volleyball ever been a thing?
I don't think there's been a Mario volleyball unless I'm losing my mind. Mario Strikers is pretty cool.
I do really like Mario Golf, though.
I think if I had to ask for any of them, it'd be Mario Golf by far.
Golf is always so good.
Yeah.
And if they could make like a golf campaign that's not shit like the tennis one, that was such a letdown, man.
Well, I see what they were doing with that. They were really just teaching you to play the game in creative ways. And I really do think it helps your skill level and your understanding of the mechanics because you're trying all these creative things with your racket. And it really helps you get used to the movement. And
there's like little challenges and whatnot.
No, I didn't. It wasn't really fulfilling for me. But as far as learning the game, it helped. I played through about half of it. I was like, okay, I get it now.
Yeah, it helped me like become competent at the game for sure.
But what would be interesting for like a Mario story?
That's the thing. Like on the Game Boy Advance, there was a Mario Tennis game. I can't remember what it was called exactly. It might have just been Mario Tennis. It might have been the first one. I don't know. I don't really know. But it had like a good. I think the overall arc was that there was a huge tournament and like you were playing through a story of like going to different courts and challenging other people. Or I think it was like a duos campaign or something. And you created your character and then you played with like, just people you met along the way. It was actually a compelling story. Well, again, I was a little kid, so it might not have been that good, but I remember it being really fun and compelling to play.
How much you want to bet?
We should look it up.
The golf game, Mario Golf's going to be called Mario Golf Birdies.
God, I don't want to bet on that. Or I'll bet that it's not that. Yeah,
that's another term. There's birdies. There's hole in one. Obviously, there's
Mario Golf Switch.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised at that either. What's another golf term for making certain shots?
Mario Golf putt.
There's birdies. There's hole in one, bogeys. Mario Golf bogeys. I'd be down for that.
Mario Golf.
Speaking of putting, dude, I'd love to go play putt-putt. I love putt-putt. I love playing putt-putt at the beach.
Yeah, that's the best time to go.
It is.
I didn't go when I went last time, over the summer.
Last time I played putt-putt was with the Bynums a few years ago at their annual beach trip.
I did that when I went with them too.
The one that's like right in front of their condo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they had like that maze. Is that the same place? Wasn't there like a maze or something
maybe.
There?
We also went to a go-kart? The go-karting place.
I've never been a fan of like go-karts at those places. Like they're okay. I don't know.
F you, man.
Yeah.
I like them. You ever go to Andretti's?
No.
You ever been? We should go to Andretti's. Those are fun, man.
I don't really want to do that.
I think they only go like 40 miles an hour, but when you're in a go-kart and indoors, it feels like you're blazing. It's amazing.
It's like, oh, I beat you.
Justin Bieber goes there sometimes, dude.
Does he?
He's been spotted at Andretti's once or twice.
Wow.
We should go when he's going to be there.
Yeah, I totally want to meet that guy. Yeah.
Too.
The only reason I'd want to meet him is to steal his money.
Maybe we'll get him. Wow.
I don't care about him at all.
Maybe we'll get him on the podcast. I bet he plays games.
That'd be a good way to get some views.
I bet he plays games.
Maybe.
You know what? He seems like such a down-to-earth guy now. I might be like, dude, you want to come on our podcast? He'd probably be like, yeah, sure. I hate everything else about being famous. I want to ask him, if I see him in person, ever, anywhere.
Yeah, tweet at him, see what he says.
I'm like, dude, you want to come on our podcast and just talk about games?
Yeah, send him a DM.
You look like you could have a nice day off of just being Justin Bieber and you just be anyone you want to be in this podcast.
Yeah. He may accept. Who knows?
I heard a tale through Mr. Sunday Movies today that Michael Jackson lobbied for so many insane roles in his life. He tried to be Spider-Man.
Movies?
He tried to be Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. He tried to be Jar Jar Binks. Tried to be...
He could have done that.
I think he tried to be Professor X in X-Men too. The original 2000 X-Men. Can you imagine Michael Jackson playing any of those roles?
Sure.
You can imagine playing Peter Parker.
Yeah. It would be awful, but I could imagine it.
Yeah, it would. Man, I thought it was fascinating.
Those movies would have been worse than they already were.
Yes, they would have. Tell me about this Busan map in Overwatch. We forgot to mention it earlier.
I don't know much about it because I have not played it on the PTR. It is on there, but like I don't even know what game modes are on it. I don't know if it's an elimination map or if it's like a real map where you play, competitive on.
Yeah, you're a real help, Jacob.
Yeah, I've been tuned out of Overwatch lately.
Yeah.
It
want
looks
to play
cool,
that again
though.
with you, man. That was so much fun when I joined you on that stream.
Yeah, the game was gifted to you and you're not playing it, man.
I haven't had time.
You must feel really guilty.
I do. Harley, sorry. Just know.
I don't mean to make you feel bad.
No, I'm so happy that I do have it. And when I have played it, it has been amazing.
But like I watched the trailer of the map. It looked nice. Like it makes sense that there's finally a.
This looks nice.
It makes sense that there's finally a Korean map in the game because a lot of Koreans play professionally, and it's a big place in the world. So I think it looks nice. That's my opinion.
Cool. I'm glad to hear it.
You distracted?
Yeah, I got a work text. It's all good though.
Oh, well, this is it's obvious gaming time. Okay,
it is. Sorry, man. There's going to be a no Assassin's Creed in 2019, which is good news because I know people were originally, before they announced the fact that Odyssey was in development at the same time as Origins, which makes total sense as to why it looks gorgeous and massive, and even it goes beyond what Origins did as far as storytelling and character development.
Yeah.
With dialogue decisions and stuff, so makes total sense as to why it's releasing a short year after Origins. But I'm glad to hear straight from Yves Guillemot that there is not one coming in 2019, which is great, and they will be focusing on adding content to Odyssey, which goes to show that they're still serious about that franchise. Clearly, because Origins reviewed incredibly well. From what I've played, I've adored what I've played. Origins, I have no complaints whatsoever, and Odyssey looks gorgeous.
I fear that I'm not going to have time to play it. I'm
not going to play it at launch, just like I did with Origins. I'd rather be playing Red Dead and Spider-Man and everything else coming out this fall.
I got to play Origins. When am I going to play that? They're so... Like, the biggest problem is that they're such massive games.
I know. It's hard for me to continue Origins because I have all this other stuff going on. And now, I could blow through the story, but you can't really get everything out of an Assassin's Creed game if you're not exploring the world and doing all the side quests. And I've heard one of the best parts about Origins is the side quest. And from what I have played, I totally agree with that. I've seen some really cool stories and really cool places to explore and gameplay moments I would have not gotten otherwise.
I don't feel like it's a good game you just drop in every once in a while and pick it back up.
Yeah, you really got to get in there nice and deep, which I'm reserving my open world appetite for.
Red Dead.
Red Dead, exactly. So
we'll see. We'll see.
Mm-hmm. I think that's all the news, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh wow, we blazed through that.
Yeah, I mean, there's some other stuff at Gamescom that didn't blow my mind, but that was some of the bigger stuff.
Diablo 3 on Switch. Is that already? Did you guys already talk about that?
We didn't talk about that. That was a rumor. I think we confirmed that it does exist last week. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, people actually played it this week.
People seem pretty satisfied.
Yeah.
It doesn't surprise me. I mean, it's a Blizzard game, and Switch is awesome.
I mean, it's the first time they've been on a Nintendo console since StarCraft, I think.
Yeah, I gotta say, I think Overwatch would be incredible on Switch.
Yeah, people are like speculating that Overwatch will be next.
I mean, that makes way too much sense to not be on there. Same with Hearthstone. Is Hearthstone already on there? That'd be a brilliant Switch title.
Even as a touchscreen, too.
I mean, I don't know why I always say this. I'm always surprised to hear myself say it. Almost anything would be a good Switch game.
Yeah.
I mean, they have open world games with, Bethesda stuff with Wolfenstein and Skyrim. I mean, that's the sky's the limit after that. I mean, what are you not going to put on the Switch?
True.
But especially Hearthstone, I already enjoy playing that on my phone, which I haven't played in maybe years at this point.
I'm very much out of that ecosystem.
But I feel like I would suck so much now because there's so many cards have been added to the game. But
well, I think what they started doing is that they make some cards obsolete over time to make the new ones, like the ones you want to play with.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like they do seasons or something.
That game is so good, man. I love that.
Yeah.
I mean, pretty much anything Blizzard does, I fall in love with.
I mean, that's a game that you do have to really pay money for.
It's like I'm afraid of my interest in World of Warcraft because I know I just get sucked in. I can't risk it.
I got you.
I want to risk it though.
Yeah, I heard you guys talking about it last week, and I do disagree. I think that I don't think you should start from the beginning if you ever were to play. I think you should start at the latest expansion.
Yeah, I saw Kyle mention this on Discord.
Yeah, he did.
I haven't a chance to respond, but the reason why is because I like the idea of just being totally nothing starting.
But that's going to take so much time. Like
that's what that's what appeals to me about it. It's like I want to have the feeling of going into it 100% from the very beginning and experiencing all that as a new player.
If for whatever reason you're just like bedridden or like you can't leave the house for like a month or two. Yeah, that's when you can just get fully invested into it and just do everything.
That'll never happen, unfortunately.
Yeah, so I would just, if you ever just feel compelled to want to try it out or try like, oh, the new WoW expansion's out, everyone's talking about it. Like I would just use the boost, play the new content because that's what the game is at its best. Like that's the new stuff. That's the new ideas, the new ways to play. It's been updated over 14 however long years.
Mhm.
So it's like I like if I went back and played the new like the beginning levels, I can't imagine I would have that much fun. So that's just me. I mean, I would
You've
appreciate
also
it.
played it,
I
though.
would appreciate it because it's nostalgic, but
Mhm.
you know, it's definitely aged.
I mean, I totally get both yours and Kyle's point, but I didn't say that from a place of like, oh, it's going to ruin the experience. Like, I realize that you'd get like the full package leveling up, but just something, but I like the idea of being like, I'm a level 1, just starting fresh.
I guess I just wanted to point that out because Preston said, like, I've seen him on WoW. Like, I've seen he's a low level character, so just wanted to point that out. And even though he's not here,
Because he's a bitch.
yeah, he is a real bitch.
Yeah. Hate that guy so much. We forgot to mention that he's not here because we hate him. He's final day of moving out of his old house. They're getting the last bit of everything out of there because today was the last day, so they had to wrap that up all weekend.
So they're officially gone from that house.
Officially, finally.
I went there maybe twice, 2 or 3 times.
We got to go to his house this. You gonna come with us Saturday for the Georgia game?
No.
No.
Who are they playing?
South Carolina. It's a big game.
They're playing someone else first game.
Yeah, but that's not this.
Oh,
weekend.
that's the one you're going
That's
over.
this weekend, isn't it?
I think it might be.
Yeah, and then we play South Carolina.
College football
the following
starting
weekend.
this coming weekend.
Yeah. So we're gonna beat some ass this year, Jacob. I can feel it in my bones.
We'll see.
I haven't been keeping up nearly as much as Preston has, but I can feel it in my soul.
I think few people do.
Mhm.
He seems to be very religious about Georgia football now.
You follow Kirby Smart on Twitter; he'll get you psyched up.
Yeah,
Even the simple "Go Dogs"
I think
tweet.
I unfollowed him because I didn't care about anything he said.
Okay. I believe in Kirby Smart.
I do too. I think he can do
I believe
some
in the
good
Georgia
things.
Bulldogs.
He's already done great things.
He has. It's been an incredible.
Farther than
for his program, the offseason, according to what Preston has told me, has been unbelievably successful.
we will see.
So
how that.
I reserve my confidence, of course, but I'm still very, 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 very excited to see them in action.
Yeah, same.
Go Dogs! Rack ball, rack 'em!
That'll never get old.
You want to do community questions?
Yes, Garrett.
I have some fun ones this week, Jacob.
Yay.
And as always, all thanks go to you guys for supplying us with questions week in and week out to fuel the latter half of this podcast. We can have an interesting, diverse discussion about things we just don't expect. I haven't even read any of them.
Oh.
I skimmed a few because, I'm copy and pasting them.
So you didn't proofread them?
No, that could be horribly offensive for all we know. But our community's awesome, so I never expect that from anyone. But not that anything would offend us. I just mean there are people out there that would whine about it at some point. So I've always said I know people, I shouldn't even say this because people are like, well, you're saying this because of that reason. But
if you shouldn't say, then you don't say.
I could wake up every day and the world could profess, fuck you, Garrett, die in a hole, and I wouldn't care.
You sure?
Yeah, I would not care.
Everyone around you is just saying that all the time?
Yeah, I would not mind.
You sure?
Yeah, because I just don't care. Shoot me in the head. What am I going to do about it? Oh, I'm dead. So I'm not saying that. I'm not screaming for help silently like I'm depressed.
I hope that doesn't happen.
I'm just that laid back about it.
Yeah, I get you. I'm also of the same mind. Like, if someone is going to sit there and, like, talk trash about me or something, I don't think twice about it.
Yeah,
I'm just like,
all right,
that's cool, man.
You want to go get something to eat?
I'm going to go over here and do something else, but have a good day.
Go play some Hunt Showdown instead?
Yeah.
I've made friends on Hunt that were basically adversaries as my teammates that just had a bad attitude, and by the end of the match we're like best friends. So
there you go.
Not worried about it at all. Anyway, thank you guys so much. If you guys want your questions right on the show or Ask IOG, which will one day return in this lifetime, you can reach us in one of 3 places. You can email us at ItsObviousGaming@gmail.com. You can tweet at us at obvious_gaming, or submit your questions in the Ask IOG section of our Discord channel. You can reach out in other places, but those are the top 3 we suggest, as far as not losing questions you send. If you want your questions read publicly on the show, always include the hashtag AskIOG so we don't accidentally read a private message to the world, because that would be terrible. We'd like to prevent that. I think that's happened maybe once before.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They were cool about it, if I remember correctly, but it was not meant to be read publicly.
So. Did they use the hashtag?
No, I don't think that. I think I started saying it after that happened.
Oh,
yeah.
Gotcha.
So, anyway, first one comes from Lee Taylor. I already read Lee Taylor's and Jesse's, so we're going to move on to Renee. No. Renee has to be reserved for later because I haven't had a chance to watch the video he supplied or she supplied. Renee could be a man or lady's name. I don't mean that offensively. I'm just saying I don't want to call you the wrong thing.
Okay.
But I'm going to save it after I've seen the video, and Preston will like to talk about it too because it's Wolfenstein 2. Did you ever play Wolfenstein 2?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, you could talk about it too. Then we got to watch the video first. We don't have time, unfortunately, this
And
week.
who wants to talk about Wolfenstein? I mean, come on.
It's a great game.
Just kidding.
Yeah.
Or am I? It's old news.
Anyway, when are you gonna play Doom, man?
I'll get around to it.
You got too much on your plate before you can play Doom. But are you gonna play it before the new one?
Yeah.
It is so worth it, my friend. On PC, it feels like I'm playing a brand new game again.
Maybe I'll play them back to back. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe.
That'd be fun.
You'll get the full-on experience of how different the sequel is.
Yeah. It's like it's always going to be on my back. It's not always going to be on my backlog, but it's whenever I just need a quick, shooter game that I'm in the mood for. That'll be the first shooter I go to.
Good call.
Either that or BioShock.
It is one of the best of the generation, by far.
I've heard that plenty of times from both of you.
That and what's that game I played recently that was awful as a shooter? Can't remember what it was.
Destiny 2.
That's the one. Anyway, Coffee is Life says, "Hello, boys. All three of you have some soothing voices. Well, thank you, Coffee. I enjoy you as a beverage. I had several cups of you this morning.
I had two. I had two.
Nothing like the free coffee at Brownsbridge in the morning.
Yeah. Well, I had one from home on the way to work, or not work, volunteering. Then I
wonder how the coffee compares to Transit's morning coffee.
I don't know. I put cream in it, so I don't taste.
Oh,
doesn't taste any different from the one I make at home. Okay. It's literally the same cream that I have at home.
Interesting. He says, "Okay, soothing voices." By the way, thank you, Coffee.
I disagree, but thanks.
With the soothing voices,
yeah,
I like the.
I don't like my voice. I don't think anyone likes their own voice when they talk. I mean, I've gotten used to my voice.
I've grown so used to it now. We've been listening to our voice. We have hundreds upon hundreds of hours logged of our voices recorded. Oh, yeah. So I'm totally used to it. A lot of people can't
say that, but
it was weird at first, though. I'll admit that. The first several weeks, we were like, "What the hell?"
Yeah.
So
we've all gotten better at speaking too,
for the most part. I still struggle from time to time.
Yeah, I talked about this on stream the other night too. Just how much we talk on stream and how much I didn't.
Think about it, if you do a podcast, it's really good communication practice. I know we're friends, so it's easy, but as far as just formulating thoughts and sharing them, it's a good way to make your brain work a little bit.
I feel like I've changed a lot just since we started doing this.
My mouth to mind coordination is quite in tune because of the podcast.
Yeah.
It's funny though, I'm as much as I make fun of writing about games, I'm a much better writer than I am speaker. Like formulating my thoughts in writing is much easier than speaking out loud for some reason. I always feel like I sound like an idiot.
Sometimes it's hard to gather all your thoughts in a way that you want to.
But I'm much more into listening people talk about them versus reading about them.
Oh yeah.
So it's like I don't read movie reviews either. I'm like, I want to, which is kind of hypocritical because most movies reviews I watch, it's someone talking to a camera. But for some reason, I engage with that more than writing. It isn't that I dislike writing. I mean, I'm reading a book right now. You're reading a book. Just something about reading about a visual, interactive medium just doesn't do it for me.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm an idiot. I'm sorry. This is Coffee. Sorry, Coffee. We've been going on major tangents here. I got to take a dump, by the way, Jacob. Holy crap. All that coffee has caught up to me.
Yeah, I took a couple today already.
Do you have dinner plans? You eating with your family?
Yeah.
Dang it.
Sorry.
I always want to invite you to dinner on a date, and you're always like, I'm eating with my family because I have a great family that makes delicious home-cooked meals. I get it.
Can you blame me?
I would buy the F out of Taco Bell for you tonight, Jacob.
It's also mostly just because I have to get up really early in the morning. I just want to go home and just chill for the rest of the night.
I follow the Beefy Crunch burrito movement on Facebook. I've been following them since high school. I've been following this group. It's the Beefy Crunch movement, man.
Why is that a thing?
It's a group of like millions of people on Facebook that advocate for the Beefy Crunch to remain a permanent item.
Yeah.
And it's because of this group and, of course, other reasons that they bring it back seasonally.
Is it because of them, or do they just do it?
They're a part of it for sure. Okay. I bet they keep it alive.
Like, are they noticed by Taco Bell?
I imagine, dude. There's like millions of people that follow this page.
For all we know, it's just a bunch of old Taco Bell guys in an office, just like doing it because they know it's a popular item.
Well, unless this is a big lie, it's supposed to come back on September 13th for a limited time.
Is it always like the same time every year?
No, it hasn't been back in a while. So
did they take like a year off or something?
Probably. It's my favorite burrito of all time from Taco Bell.
I know it is, yeah.
It is basically the Beefy Crunch burrito with rice and sour cream added.
Which is good. I've had it. Like, it's really good.
It's incredible.
I get the Beefy Nacho Griller because it's the closest I can get to it.
It's delicious. God bless them, man. God bless Taco Bell, and God bless all of you.
September 13th?
It's coming out of me, Jacob. September 13th, apparently.
Okay.
Just thinking about Taco Bell. It's like...
Yeah, stop it. Yeah. Read the questions.
Just keep Taco Bell in the back of your mind. Your mom makes something.
I'm just
you're like,
thinking about.
I'm not feeling this tonight. I'm gonna go on a date with Garrett Tebow.
Okay.
I will drive you. I'll come to your house and pick you up to go if you want me to.
It's compelling.
Keep it in mind, my friend. Anyway, Coffee, I'm so sorry, man. Finally. With free-to-play games rising in popularity, do you think that more companies will begin to ship out games with free-to-play or with microtransactions? I feel like Fortnite is a good example of this model. There are many games that do this moderately successfully, but I think Fortnite is almost an anomaly with how successful it's been, because it just struck right at the right moment where it was available to everyone. It has that appeal to it visually, and then gameplay wise was basically PUBG before it kind of took on an identity of its own. So, I think in a way it's an anomaly, because I don't think it'll be rare for games to reach that much success with free to play, but I think it will definitely entice more developers to try it.
That's what I was thinking of. Like, there's already a lot of games that are free to play.
Mm-hmm.
But I think a better question, not to like say your question's bad, but like, will more AAA studios release free games?
That's probably what he means.
Model?
He probably just means in general, like overall.
It's like, isn't EA working on like a shooter that's a battleground?
I think they're working on something that's going to be free to play with microtransactions.
It's like, what if that's
I can't remember
something
what it
like
is.
this? Like, I could see like more of those maybe happening from like EA, Activision, Ubisoft.
I know.
Ubisoft also said that Division 2 is not going to be a BR.
Battle Royale.
They're not going to have a mode, yeah.
Okay. I mean, Dark Zone in a way is Battle Royale.
Right. But it's not, though, right?
Yeah.
It's different.
But,
I just thought that was interesting. That
everything I've seen from Division looks so cool.
Yeah.
I'm interested in that. It's weird because I didn't love the first one, but people have been telling me it's improved so much that I won't play all the way through it ever, but I may dabble in the original prior to the sequel just to kind of get a feel for it again.
Do you have it on PC?
Not yet. That's where I'll pick it up, though, for sure.
Okay.
I really want to play some Hunt.
But yes, Coffee, I could see that happening. I
Yeah,
could
no
see
doubt.
more of those coming.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think... I mean, obviously you got to be careful with development costs and how much you invest in a game prior to it taking out. Because Fortnite, for example, I mean, the game itself was in development for a long time, but their Battle Royale mode seemingly came out of nowhere, and they've developed it over time since then. And we saw an example of that failed miserably with Radical Heights from... what's that, Lawbreakers, Cliffy B Studio, Bosky. We saw how that ended terribly.
Yeah, well, they did it too late.
Yeah, too late, and it was plagued. It was in its alpha state too. So now if studios can invest a little more time before revealing and unleashing their game upon the earth and have it be a little more appealing than a Fortnite ripoff, for example. I know Radical Heights had some differences, but like, oh, you can ride bikes and do stunts and stuff, and there's vending machines, and you collect money and stuff, blah, 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 blah. But something that separates itself even more, which I know people are so tired of hearing me say this, but that's why I love Hunt Showdown, because it has that element, but it's so fresh in so many ways.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm attracted to Dying Light's Battle Royales, because, again, it has that Battle Royale taste, but it's so much different with the parkour and the only 12 players and escaping on a chopper and collecting resources and stuff. So Battle Royale modes like that are what appeal to me, and that's why games like, what's that game we were gifted recently? On email, I think it was from Mike.
I was not gifted anything.
I have the code still. I just haven't sent them to you. One sec. I don't want to.
I was going to go off on a tangent, but I don't really want to get into it, so I'm not going to say anything.
Yeah. From Mike. From what's the game called? Islands of Nine. Looks cool,
okay.
But it doesn't blow my mind necessarily. I definitely want to try it. But yeah, that's why I'm more attracted to games like that.
Is that like a beta code, or like what is it?
It's like an early access code, I believe.
Okay. Yeah, you should try.
Anyway, Coffee, I think we'll definitely see some more of that. We'll see which studios play their cards right with that system and see how it plays out for them. Georgie T writes in, fun fact, Georgie, I work with a gentleman from Ukraine named Georgie. Great guy.
Nice.
It says also, hello, Miles.
Hey, man.
Listening to your latest podcast and the news on Vampire getting its own TV series, on top of which are coming to Netflix, made me wonder, what gaming lores do you think would make good TV series and what wouldn't? Personally, I like the Horizon Zero Dawn and GTA San Andreas would be amazing. On the flip side, I feel like Mario would feel really off despite my rekindled love for that universe in the back of Odyssey. Last of Us would be cool, but probably too similar to Walking Dead. P.S. Is it weird that I'm reading this in Garrett's voice as I write it? Much love for all of y'all, and as always, keep up the great work. Well, cheers to you from across the pond, Georgie, and thank you for joining us consistently on the streams. It's always a pleasure to have you.
One of mine are already happening, The Witcher. And this is another easy answer. Anything from Blizzard. Like, give me that Overwatch animated cinematic short movie.
That's a must-need for sure.
I just want it. Those are my answers.
I'm such a loser. I'm looking around my room at posters. I'm like, give me some inspiration. Gaming lures to make a cool TV show. Bloodborne. I watch a show about Bloodborne.
Did you ever watch Castlevania on Netflix?
Yes, I really, really liked it. New episodes coming out soon, if they're not already out. When do they come out again? Is it September?
I think
or
it was
fall?
either yesterday or today. They had an official release date. It's sometime in October.
I'm
put it
very
on my
excited
calendar.
for that. That was excellent.
October 26th, a Friday.
Oh, perfect too. So close. That's the same day Red Dead comes out.
A few days before Halloween.
Perfect timing.
That means Halloween's like in the middle of the week again.
That's so lame. I hate that.
Wednesday.
You know what? I wish they would change October Halloween. Instead of being on the 31st, they celebrate it officially, where kids go trick-or-treating on the Friday closest to the 31st.
That would be cool.
Now, of course, the 31st, you still spread, it's Halloween, it's the actual day, but like the actual big event, I wish it'd be more like Easter, where it always lands, or Thanksgiving, for example. Or Easter, same way. It always lands on that specific Sunday, that specific Thursday. I wish they'd do that for Halloween. Always have it be on a Friday or a Saturday.
Yeah.
Can we just make that like a national thing?
No.
That's a bill I would pass if I was in a presidential state.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I'd pass it. We celebrate Halloween on the closest Saturday to the 31st. Now,
These
of course,
are the issues we need to solve.
Exactly. I mean, that's a very real thing that could be great, I think. Make life easier for everyone and more enjoyable.
What does it take to put in towards a bill, though? Like, how much money does it take to make a bill?
To change a holiday?
Yeah.
Well, think about this. I'm always so pissed when people are like, it's National Donut Day, or it's National Little Brother Day, or it's National Cousin Day. I'm like, all this shit was made up on social media, and all these people buying into it for attention, and I hate social media.
And think about this. Think about, like, everyone, like, prepares for all these things. Like, they make calendars and shit. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Calendars and shit.
And they've already had these calendars made, and they're supposed to be the 26th or the 31st, I should say. But no, it's not on the 31st anymore. So they got to throw those out because it's inaccurate.
Yeah, they make a bonfire on Halloween with their crappy calendars.
Yeah, it's all that money wasted. Like Hobby Lobby, they're going to be suing the U.S.
what
government.
Drives me crazier than anything on social media is when people congratulate, thank, or publicly address someone as like a status or a tweet. Like on Father's Day, oh my gosh, happy Father's Day to my dad who I love so much, and blah, 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 blah.
Oh, what do you mean?
Tell your dad in person, hello, sir. Tell them exactly what you said publicly on social media, but just tell them to their face and don't put it on social media.
I guess I look at social media as it's like an insight into people's lives. And I don't know, I appreciate seeing that kind of stuff sometimes. I get what you mean, though. Like, it's overload on those kind of days. Like, everyone's doing it, so it's all you see. I get that. I don't know. Because I don't know. I look at social media sometimes as a way to just celebrate your life and show other people what you're up to. Because that's really what it's all about, is just seeing what other people are doing. Like, that's what social media is.
I've had this conversation with Casey recently, and I want to get your take on it.
Okay.
In my opinion, Instagram, and this is an opinion, this is what the original slogan for Instagram was. It was meant to capture moments. Mm-hmm. I think what they mean specifically is timeless moments. And to me, Instagram is meant to capture moments that are a moment in time that are timeless in a sense, where they almost don't even need a description. You just need the image. That's why I rarely put, whatever you call them, descriptions on my pictures on Instagram, because I feel like the picture does all the talking.
Okay.
And I see so many people, which I've unfollowed, not that I dislike them as people, I just don't see the point of why I was following them, because they do stuff like this where they say, hey guys, party tonight at so-and-so's house. It's like a picture of them, and they say, come to the party tonight at 7. Mm-hmm. Okay, 2 weeks go by. You're scrolling through this person's album to see what they've been up to, and you just see this picture that says, party tonight at 7, posted 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Party's already happened. What purpose is that?
It's like putting up posts that were going live on Instagram, on Twitch.
Yeah, and then it just lives there forever. That's why I always delete it after I post it, because, I mean, imagine we had like 4 billion of those.
I mean, my perspective is that Instagram has kind of grown over time. I think maybe it may have started out.
I think that makes more sense for Twitter because Twitter's like a very much meant to be a communication tool for the most part. You'd be like, hey guys, party tonight, so-and-so's house. That's kind of what Twitter's for. Same thing with Facebook where you can create events and stuff, but Instagram, I don't feel like it's a place for that. That's why it's always weird to me when people are like, when bands even are like, Ohio, we're playing tonight at so-and-so's bar. 3 years go by and that post is still there. Oh, on this day, we played this show at this venue and we let people know we were doing it.
Yeah.
It'd be cooler just to take a picture at the venue of your band playing. That's it. Instead of being like, we're playing tonight, come see us.
Well, you need to guess, like, why are you just taking a picture of a
I feel like that
venue?
makes sense on Twitter and Facebook, but it's Instagram specifically I have this problem with.
Okay.
Maybe I'm just an idiot. I'm just kind of venting at this point.
I don't know. I think that Instagram is just a place where you can take photos that you think that you like and that you want to share with people. Like that's the goal behind it, I think. It's just to share insights of your life, like you said.
Yeah, I know this sounds like it sounds like I'm making this up, but I mostly post pictures on Instagram so I can save space on my phone and just keep my favorite pictures on my thing so I can just look at them when I'm bored.
Yeah.
So rarely do I post a picture with the mindset. I'm like, I hope a lot of people enjoy this photograph. It's more for me to just keep them myself.
I mean, with my new phone, I have like too much space, like to the point where I can't even fill it all up. So I don't really worry about that anymore.
Yeah.
Like I download podcasts now and I don't even care because I have so much room.
Yeah, I have enough room too, but I've always had this weird mental block where I was so used to having phones for so long with no space whatsoever that I constantly had to delete stuff. So it's still like an internal concern of mine. There's going to come a day where I run out of space, I swear.
Yeah, and you deal with like a lot of hard drives and whatnot. So you're always conscious about making decisions like that.
I told you the only reason I have social media is because employers would be weirded out if you don't have it. It's really a shame.
I mean, we've kind of grown up with it. You've seen how it's evolved.
I would be gone if it weren't for that. Can't handle it.
So do you feel like you've grown up in the wrong age? Are you saying that you're not a big fan of social media?
No, I don't like it at all. No, I get its power. I get the benefits of it. There are incredible benefits, but I think there's way more cons. I think the world's a worse place with it. I'm not even kidding. I think it's a terrible place. It's made it a worse place.
I mean, it's made the world more convenient for sure.
More convenient.
Just phones in general.
And there are times where social media shines and it's a beautiful, powerful, successful tool. But I think 95% of the time it's total garbage.
I'm under the mindset that the world's a better place for it, but sometimes I do wish I didn't have a phone and I had to associate with any of that
I think
stuff.
Socially it's ravaged the world, and hopefully we can bounce back.
You can make that argument, yeah. I mean, I don't think anyone's wrong or right here. This is a good conversation, but I think we should move on.
I'd like to hear people's thoughts on this. This is a gaming podcast after all. Worlds we'd like to see. I vote Bloodborne. I think it'd be awesome.
Yeah, I would like to see that too.
Anything Souls-like really would be cool.
Anything fantasy, like,
I'm always down for fantasy. We're gonna have that Game of Thrones void by the end of next year.
I'm gonna be so sad when that void's not filled anymore.
You know what I'm excited for is HBO's Watchmen series they've ordered. That has major potential, man. Because I like Zack Snyder's movie a lot. I'm not saying it will be that same style, but I haven't even read the graphic novel, or it was basically a comic book.
I know nothing about it.
I flipped through it to see the pictures before. If they maintain that style and apply it to a TV show, that could be very cool.
So is it like medieval
Watchmen?
fantasy? Yeah.
No, it's superheroes.
Oh, okay.
It's like mature adult type superheroes.
Okay, nice.
So
seems interesting. And it's
cool.
HBO.
You ever seen Zack Snyder's Watchmen movie? It's pretty cool. You should check it out. Rorschach, cool character. You see a man with a dangling blue penis all movie too.
Whoa.
You into that?
I like that.
You're wearing a blue shirt. It kind of reminded me of the Blue Man's penis.
Maybe I have one.
The Blue Man. He's actually the leader of the Blue Man's group. That's actually where they got their name, was from Watchmen.
Is this a real story? Or
No, it's not.
Okay. I wouldn't know either way.
I ever tell you one of the worst decisions I ever made in my life was as a child? I'm sure my father hated me for it.
What?
I was in Chicago with my father visiting my uncle. The heart of Chicago, like middle of the city. And Blue Man Group was playing that evening at a theater nearby. And the Blue Man Group's nothing to write home about, I don't think. I mean, they're cool, but we had the choice to go see them or go see Mark Wahlberg's Planet of the Apes movie. They gave me the choice. And me being a child, I still feel this way today. I mean, I love going to the movies. I love the popcorn. I love the vibe. I like the crowds, the big screen. So, of course, I'm like, I want to go see Planet of the Apes. And the movie blows. We went to see that instead of Blue Man Group. And they asked me like 6 times, you sure you want to go do that? Being like, please don't pick that. And I was like, I want to go see the apes. And you just think
I can imagine being a little kid.
And just think of flashbacks of Mark Wahlberg kissing the monkey woman on the lips.
I mean, you wouldn't have enjoyed the Blue Man Group as a kid.
As a kid, I would have been like, what is this? Visually, I probably would have been appealing, but I don't know.
You would have seen some Blue Men.
Every time I think of the Blue Man Group now, I think of Tobias from Arrested Development.
How much paint is that? Like, what do they put on their body?
It's the kind of paint that's like body paint that probably comes on
Can
and
you
off.
imagine doing that every
gosh,
night before a show?
I cannot.
It's gonna be miserable. Imagine what it's done to their skin. Like, even if it is not like that, it's like paint that you can put on your skin and it's okay. Like,
they might be permanently blue.
It's still paint.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're still wiping stuff all over your paint or your skin every night. That can't be good for you.
You ever seen Arrested Development?
Yeah, I remember that episode.
Yeah, that is one of the funniest shows of all time. Ozark returns in August, I think.
That's a show I've been told that I need to watch.
It is incredible. I thought I liked
from
Jason
you.
Bateman before from his comedy stuff, but Jason Bateman was a badass in that show. And I'm not saying his character's a badass. I'm just saying I didn't realize he had that acting ability and directing ability within him. I was like, that guy's awesome.
I did start watching the new season of My Hero the last couple of days.
Cool.
I've watched 2 episodes, and why is this just like an anime thing where everyone just eats so rigorously and like hilariously? Like, why is that a thing in anime?
I think it's because, every time I have Asian cuisine, I think of anime and I get even more excited.
It's like, why are people just scarfing down food all the time? Like, it's so comedic.
Like, every time I see anime shows and they're doing that, I want like Chinese food or Japanese food instantly. Mm-hmm.
And then that little purple ball guy, he's all over the women already in the show.
He is like, so funny. Dude. Even when he's not saying anything, like when he's in the background making a certain face, it is the funniest thing.
The only time he's ever getting any screen time is when he's talking about girls.
Yeah. He's one of the best characters in the show by far.
Yeah.
What's his name again?
It's like Minersha or something. It starts with an M. Forgive me, Kyle. I know you and there's a lot of people in our community that are huge fans of the show.
There was a facial reaction he had in an episode I watched recently. That was one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah. You should catch up because season 3 is good so far.
Oh yeah, his reaction when it was the episode where they get paired up to fight one of the teachers for their final or something.
Oh yeah.
And his face when he finds out they're fighting that woman teacher is like one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
What was her name? It's is it the gravity lady in the suit?
She wears like the white suit.
Is it the space suit?
No, not the spacesuit lady. It's the lady with the dark hair and of course the massive boobs and the white suit that she wears.
But she's the one that was like
she's the judge at the tournament.
Officiating the tournament. I don't think she was a teacher.
Yeah, whatever they have to do.
I think she was just
she's like like an administrator or whatever.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
funny character.
Doesn't she like seduce people or something? Like that's her power.
I don't know. I haven't heard what her powder is yet.
I don't know. We're getting off on
powder.
We're getting off on too many tangents. Let's finish this up.
Yeah. I like your idea of Horizon Zero Dawn. That would be cool.
I could
Bloodborne for me. What's your answer again?
Mine was anything Blizzard related, mostly just Overwatch.
Overwatch would be cool. Georgie, thank you for your question. Cheers, mate. Rupert writes in and says, "Oh, we already read Rupert's again for Cyberpunk. Hazard's going to finish this out. Hazard says, hello, you beautiful boys. This question is in 4 parts. What upcoming game do you think will live up to the hype?
Red Dead 2.
Okay, here's the ones I think will live up to the hype. Spider-Man, Red Dead, Call of Duty. For people who are actually excited about it, will live up to the hype. Assassin's Creed will live up to the hype. What else is coming out that I'm forgetting about? There's a couple more things.
Oh.
What is it?
I don't know.
What are we forgetting? There's like 1,000 things coming out.
Smash Bros.
Smash Bros, of course.
Mario Party.
Yeah.
Pokemon. Let's go. Eevee, Pikachu.
I'm not just being overly ambitious here. I mean, it's plain as day these games are going to live up to the hype. I have no doubt in my mind.
I think most games coming out this year will be fine. They'll live up to the hype.
I think most of the games coming out early next year are going to live up to the hype.
There's not a lot of bad games that come out anymore. Like, even when they are bad.
Development studios are killing it, dude. Yeah. Like, across the board, people are killing it.
The only time games ever struggle anymore is just there's not enough hype around them, or they don't advertise well enough, or it's another issue now.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there's a big gap between like indie studios now, or even like indie games, or a lot of big indie games that really blow up. You know, they're good games.
I'm about to find out this weekend. I hope there's some good indies. I'm playing like almost all indies.
Like a lot of games, like if a game's bad, you don't hear about it anymore. So that wasn't always the case. Like there always used to be a bunch of 5 and 7s. Now we only get like 8s.
Yeah.
To 8
I think the ones that will live up to the hype beyond all the rest will be Red Dead and Spider-Man. I think Tomb Raider will live up to the hype.
That's the one I think that's gonna disappoint.
I don't think it's going to
sell
disappoint
well.
because I've gotten my hands on it, and
That's the thing.
People enjoy Tomb Raider, and what I've enjoyed from Tomb Raider, I know I'm going to enjoy the full game.
I don't think it's going to sell well though.
I mean,
it's
I don't
going
think
to sell well than the second one because it's not just on Xbox.
Yeah, it'll sell. I think it will sell better than the first two, but I think in the grand scheme of things, because again, it's so close to so many other things, it's still going to struggle. Which why do they keep doing this? I don't get why that keeps being a thing. It's like there's been something about every release that's held it back a little bit.
I mean, I wasn't a fan of the series when the first one came out. The first time I played it was on my Xbox One when it was remastered. So,
no, I might actually play it at launch considering the situation. So
yeah,
we'll see. The computer's about.
But
to
I saw his question. The next one is, well, what do you think will disappoint or whatever, or what won't live up to expectations?
There's got to be something we're forgetting here.
In terms of what?
Game releases
that live up to the hype or don't?
Don't.
That's the only one I can think of.
Which one?
The
Tomb Raider?
Yeah.
I think it's going to live up to the hype. I don't think this is what I will say. I don't think it's going to exceed expectations. I hope it does, but I don't have confidence that it will.
Like, I've enjoyed those games, but they've never blown me away.
I think it will meet expectations.
Okay.
That's what I believe about Tomb Raider. And for me, that's fine. I don't need Tomb Raider to be the best thing in the world.
Yeah.
So, what game are you most excited about? Red Dead.
For me, it was BFA, but now it's Red Dead, since that's already happened.
Battlefield 5 is one we keep forgetting about, dude. How funny is that?
Oh, yeah, that's going to disappoint.
That's like a major AAA shooter with a grand history, and we're forgetting that it's coming out. That is not a good sign. And I've played it twice, and I didn't remember that.
I don't think that game's going to sell well.
It doesn't seem like it is, dude.
I don't think it's...
And I'm not saying it's just a pre-order thing, because the only game I've pre-ordered in years has been Spider-Man.
I don't pre-order games anymore.
Yeah, really. So I don't think the pre-orders definitely have something to do with it, but I don't think that's...
I also think
I don't think that determines everything.
More people are buying games online, too.
Yeah.
I think.
I mean, then again, when they say Battlefield has 85% less pre-orders than Call of Duty, that doesn't even mean Call of Duty has like a bazillion pre-orders. It just may mean in comparison. Let's say Call of Duty has 20 pre-orders and Battlefield has 3. Like, at the end of the day, they still both have small pre-order.
I don't even think it's because of, like, everyone's all up in arms talking about how it's not culturally accurate, like the game. Like, there's women in the game. They're adding all this weird cosmetic stuff to it. I don't think it's because of that. I just think they're not doing anything interesting.
I think
we're just getting another World War II game. Like
Preston and I said last week, I think it's a culmination of things, but it also doesn't help.
There's no excitement.
I was totally unaware that, what's his name before he left? I already forgot his name. We talked about him last week.
Oh, the guy that left EA?
Yeah, and said that people who didn't approve of...
Is it Patrick Southern?
Yeah. He said that people that couldn't accept the way they developed the game were uneducated. So that wasn't good. That didn't help.
I think they're just out of touch.
That was part of it.
EA is way too business centric.
Yeah,
they don't.
I mean, there are multiple factors of that situation, but and I'm not saying that Call of Duty doesn't have many pre-orders. I haven't heard how many they have, so yeah. I don't know.
I'm just saying, as someone looking from the outside in, when I see
that's the thing that's weird is that when I've played it, it's pretty cool. Yeah. Like I do like it, but compared to Battlefield 1, it didn't really grab me as much.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I've said my piece, I guess.
I think that one is not going to live up to the hype, though.
I
could be wrong, though. It could be awesome.
I think it'll be in the top 10 best-selling games.
Oh, easily. Year. It'll still sell well, probably just not as well as they were hoping. So
I don't know if people actually really wanted World War II.
We kind of answered this question. What game are you least excited about? Battlefield.
Yeah.
And probably. I may wind up playing it anyway, but I am definitely out of all of them, I'm least excited about Battlefield.
I mean, I don't know. I guess Battlefield is that for me too. I don't know.
FIFA 19.
Yeah, any sports games I'm not excited about. Yeah. Not going to play Forza.
Forza Horizon.
As cool as it
looks.
It
Forza Horizon 4 or 3? I think it's...
Is it 5?
No. Forza Horizon 3 or 4.
I think it's 4. It's not 3. It's either 4 or 5.
You get all the names, the titles mixed up.
I think it's 4.
That looks awesome.
Mm-hmm. They're adding some cool stuff to that, but at the end of the day, it's still a racing game, and I don't want to do that.
You got to try it in one of those driving machines. Blew my mind.
Give me one of those in my house. Then maybe
Yeah,
I'll
I
play
would
it.
love to have one. If I had a mansion, I would 100% invest in that if I was a rich man. If I was a rich boy, na 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 na.
Okay, let's wrap it
I
up.
want to cover that song one day.
Don't.
I could cover it
I won't
pretty
be your
well.
friend anymore.
If I was a rich boy. I should probably get
Who sang
going.
that? Is that Britney Spears?
I think it was Madonna or Pink. Was it Pink?
It might have been Pink.
Let's look it up.
Oh God.
If I was a rich girl.
Just don't play it.
Oh my gosh. If
Was it Paramore?
Dude, I bet. Let's answer two things real quick. We're gonna answer rich girl.
Gwen Stefani.
Gwen Stefani. That's
Yes.
who it was. Yeah.
I knew it.
This is it.
Don't play it. No.
We're gonna get demonetized.
Don't play it.
Do you have any interest in the Happy Time murders?
No.
I think it looks ridiculous, but it looks kind of
It'd
funny.
probably be pretty funny, but
I don't think
really
puppets
care.
are funny.
I really don't want to listen to this. Why are you doing this?
$87 million views. Rich
Wow.
boy cover Gwen. Does anyone do Rich Boy?
I thought a Hollaback Girl was a good song.
I ain't no hollaback girl.
That was a good song.
If I was a rich boy.
See, that song, like Rich Girl, that's not a catchy song. Hollaback Girl is. Like that shit, that song was the shit back in the day. This shit is bananas. B-A-N-A-N-A-N.
I remember that, yeah. Have I told you about how black girls react when I tell them my last name's Drake?
No.
Every single time. Like at Taco Bar recently.
Is this the only black girl you associate with?
No. Just there was a black girl working the register, and she goes,
Okay.
"What's your name?" And I always say Drake, because remember, whenever I say Garrett, people call me like Justin and stuff, and I don't ever go get my order because I think they're calling someone Justin. She's like, "What's your name?" I was like, "Drake." She's like the artist. She like smiles at me. I'm like, "Yeah, I like that one." Every single time. It's awesome.
He is a big deal right now.
He is. He's very popular.
He has some good music, which
So,
I listen to sometimes.
yeah, people always mention Drake, the artist, when I tell them my last name's Drake. Anyway.
It's come a long way since Degrassi.
Yes, he has. So we should probably wrap this up, I guess.
I would like to go
We've gone
home.
off on like 1,000 tangents. It's been fun, though.
It's made the podcast a little more juicy, though.
Yeah, I really don't want to do that video, but I have to force myself to do it. Kill me. Just kill me, Jacob.
No, I'm just going to go home and
Don't
just
forget
suffer.
about T-Bell, though. Remember, I'll come pick you up if you want it.
Okay, I'll think about it.
Thank you. That was the It's Obvious podcast, episode 167. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Jacob, do you realize we have like 97 reviews on iTunes?
I didn't know that.
You should go take a peek real quick.
Are
Because
there
the
a
last
lot
time
of
I
new
checked,
ones?
we were in the 70s.
Well, you never check. I'm always the one that pulls them up.
I didn't know we had 97.
Say something while I look it up.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in, as always, whether you're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, YouTube, anywhere out there in the world. Thank you so much for doing so. We can't thank you enough for the continued support week in and week out. We hope you enjoyed the episode, and please let us know your thoughts on anything we've discussed, whether it be community questions or news stories.
So our podcast on iTunes is called It's Obvious Gaming. Just a heads up. It doesn't say It's Obvious Podcast.
That's the author. It says It's Obvious Podcast somewhere.
I don't see it.
Like on Audio Boom, it says It's Obvious Podcast by It's Obvious Gaming.
On here it just says the same.
Mm.
I don't know. Not important. We have 96 reviews.
That's amazing.
There's probably a couple new ones since we've last.
That's exciting. Got to give those
checked.
shout outs.
I don't think I've checked.
We're so
since.
close to 100. If we get 3 more reviews, we hit 100 reviews on Apple Podcasts.
There's only been one since we last checked or last read it. It was this last Wednesday actually. It was the app FN244.
Okay.
5 stars, most entertaining podcast. They say the exact type of gaming podcast I was looking for. Have a ton of knowledge about gaming in general, but at the same time can talk about Taco Bell for over 20 minutes every other episode. Never fails to disappoint. Thank you, sir.
We've talked about Taco Bell
And
today.
or madam.
Yeah, thank you so much for taking the time to do that. Again, to all of you who have taken the time in the past and intend on doing it in the future, we thank you in advance. What you looking at over there?
Someone sent this to me.
The sex mad tortoise has single-handedly saved his species from extinction. That's amazing.
My work group chat. It's full of
it's
memes.
Commendable tortoise for doing so. It's
Mhm.
quite the sacrifice on his end.
He saved them all.
He did.
He's a hero.
He is.
A sexual hero.
Talk about one for all. He is the one for all in that
You've
sense.
seen that stupid gif of like that turtle making that noise?
I've seen
Say,
it. Yeah. I've seen it. I don't watch it every night when I go to bed by myself.
Oh, yeah?
No.
Okay.
Just so you know, I don't do that.
Okay.
Anyway, again, thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you're willing, again, to comment on YouTube, anything at all, we'd greatly appreciate it. And of course, we'll see you on, Jacob will see you on streams. I won't be able to stream this week, unfortunately, but I'll be back next week with morning streams. Very, very excited for that. And, if anyone's going to be at PAX, I'll be there. Maybe we'll run into each other. It'd be cool.
That'll be neat. PAX West, right?
Yep.
Over in Seattle?
And the saddle. So that'd be cool. I think that's about it. I don't think I'm forgetting anything.
I like turtles.
F you, Jacob. That was... You just ruined the entire episode with that.
I do.
Yeah, turtles are cool.
I was weed eating. We have a steep hill behind our house. And there I was weed eating it a couple weekends ago. It was the same weekend that I got back from the beach.
Yeah.
It needed to be done. So there's a little turtle sitting on the hill. I didn't weed eat him. I gently brushed over him and got the grass around him.
Okay.
He probably thought it was like the world was falling apart, though.
That thing's probably
all the
horrifying
madness.
coming at you. I mean, I'm scared of it. I'm the one holding it.
But I don't know where he is now. He might be dead. He might have children at this point. Who
I
knows?
hope he lived.
Yeah, I hope he's doing well.
I like turtles.
But hope.
I just said what you said. I like turtles.
I like turtles. But I hope that turtle and everyone that's listening has a fantastic week.
Me too.
And I'll see you on stream. If you choose to tune in, I would appreciate it if you did.
Yeah, we'll see you guys on Discord as always.
Give me money.
The pleasure was all ours.
Have
a wonderful day, evening, afternoon, wherever you are.
Goodbye, everyone. Take care.
See ya.